What is up, my dudes? Here we are today, the Legion's Arena June. Everyone, please get hyped, as is appropriate. As you can see, we have my co-caster here today is Boswell. Say hello, Boswell.
Hey guys.
Give everyone a little wave. I don't know which one's Boswell. So the one says Boswell underneath his camera, in case you guys are wondering. Okay. So we do have a 2-minute delay today, guys. That is to prevent any sort of shenanigans going on that could prevent tournament integrity being maintained. Now, obviously, today we're doing a few special things. It is a double elimination tournament. For those of you who don't know what a double elimination tournament is, that means you have an upper bracket and a lower bracket. Now, if you lose once in the upper bracket, you're not out of the tournament. You simply move to the lower bracket and then continue to play. Anyone who is in the lower bracket still has a chance to win the whole tournament. When you get to the finals, the winner will start with a 1-0 lead to indicate that they have not yet received a loss. Normally, the way a double elimination works is you would play 2 sets if the loser's bracket winner beats the winner's bracket winner. But from personal experience and previous tournaments we've done, people generally find that by the end of a long tournament like this, no one really wants to play like 2 best-of-5s against the same person right at the end. So we normally go with a 1-0 start for the winner's bracket player. And we have a special rule today, which I'm going to let Boswell tell you about.
The special rule for today is that you have to win with each fraction at least once. So you cannot play all the way GDI, your favorite Titan deck or whatever. You have to switch to not after winning with the GDI. Yeah,
that is correct. So, we are calling it the Faction Supremacy Rule. Those of you who played the community tournament will be familiar with this. I believe we had this rule for the previous community tournament. So yeah, it'll make things a little bit, hopefully a little bit more interesting, a little bit different. We should see, as Boswell says, you can't just stomp your way through the tournament playing Liang Titan anymore. You are going to have to at least once switch it up and play some Nod per round. Obviously, in the best of 3s, this is going to lead to less games looking the same way, because if you win once with GDI, there's no point playing GDI for the rest of that best of 3. You might as well just play Nod the next 2 games. You have to win with Nod anyway. I believe, I'm not sure exactly what our rule is for if someone does play the same faction twice. I believe that you need to achieve 2 wins in a best of 3. It's not really, best of 3 isn't really the right word, because you need to achieve 2 wins, 1 with Nod and 1 with GDI. So if you win with GDI twice, you've still got to play a 3rd game, and you've got to win with Nod, so you've wasted that 2nd win effectively. What else was there today, Boswell? I believe you had some other announcements to make.
Yeah, we should talk about the prices, of course. We have some cash prizes for the winners. I think it goes to the first 3 places, if I'm correct. And we also have vanity prizes sponsored by EA, which is 8 vanity prizes. If you win one of those, you are free to choose between explosies, skins, and also do we have emotes, of course.
Yep. I believe it's in any vanity you want, I think, is the way it works.
Any vanity you want, and these will be handed out by raffles, so don't have to win essentially to get those, but just play your games. Have 5 for the participants and for the viewers, so yep. Also the viewers get some of those.
Yep. I believe the viewer prizes also are not limited to non-participants. If you participate, you can still win a viewer prize. So you are highly, well, I mean, at this point it's too late because the tournament started, but you are highly incentivized to participate in the tournament. It makes it way more likely you'll win those vanity prizes. And yes, as Boswell says, those will be done by raffle. I will communicate with Sarpedon, the tournament organizer, specifically how that's going to be done when we do one. And also, Boswell, I believe we have a set time for these. When exactly are we planning to do these giveaways?
Our plan was to do it just after every other game, so we play like 2 matches, we have a raffle, and then we play 2 matches again, have a raffle. So sure to stay tuned the whole time. Yep.
We're turning for out.
the end we have like an extra raffle because we have like little more raffles than
Matches, yeah.
matches.
Okay, so I think that should be everything. Shouldn't be any more requirements with that to go on here. And now we do have our first match ready to go, and that is going to be... Oh, hang on, we seem to have lost one of the players. So it's Spark taking on General G, I believe, is supposed to be our first match. I might be wrong. No, sorry. Yes, it's Spark versus Pat War. My apologies. I think we were originally going to do General G, but now we are not. So it's going to be Spark versus Pat War for our first match. The players are in game. The spectators are in game. So I believe we are in fact just ready to start.
Establishing battlefield controls.
All right, guys. Here we go. Move over.
Oh, both players playing Solomon.
Ooh, and look at that.
Very a big surprise.
Look at that skin.
Sparks showing off.
I don't think you can buy that skin or win it. I believe that has to be a vanity skin. I might be wrong on that one. This might be the skin you could purchase. I think that might be a skin you can only get from vanity from EA though. Just gonna
I think so too.
Just gonna turn down the rival sounds because it seems a little loud here.
Okay, we see a dog start from both players who are not building a harvester but going into the pitbull immediately here.
Yes, very surprising to see that from Pat War. I believe that he has done that by accident. Yeah, and there's the harvester. I don't think he meant to no half there. I think the dogs ran into each other and he just immediately snapped off a pitbull without thinking about it.
He already took a lot of shots on his pitbull, so he chased the dogs, not hit the pitbull of Sparks a lot.
Yeah.
A big problem. Birim wise, he's already behind because of the late harvester, so it's pretty good for his Sparks at the start here.
Yeah, Spark able to trade off his dogs for the first pitbull almost entirely. And we're coming down to that first missile. There are some snipers out from Pat War, but they're not shooting these missiles. Oh my god, what is he doing? You need to shoot Pat War! And he doesn't shoot them! He only needed one volley to take them out, but instead he moves too much and ends up losing the missile to those misspoken there. He loses the missile to those missiles holding that pad. There we go. Managed to get there in the end. Yeah, he would have. Well, he would have stalled for sure. I don't know if. I believe there were dogs on the bottom right, so it would have been a stalemate. But yes, he just ended up losing the missile instead of stalling it out. So Spark moves into Talon here. Power responds with an APC. We're seeing APC Solomon here. I just realized it is of course a Solomon mirror, but yeah, unusual to see Solomon and APC. And on the other side, we see Solomon and Borka. So both players going very heavy, expensive decks here.
And here comes the Borka. The APC doesn't move it away, and only focus on the APC.
Good micro from Pat War to pull those snipers back. As Boswell was saying, Spark is forced to focus entirely on the APC if he wants to kill it. APC is so tanky, the Borka can't just bypass it and kill it whilst moving. You do have to spend the whole Borka volley on APC. This is actually an interesting point of contention between some players about whether or not APC is good versus Borka. Because obviously Borka counters APC pretty easily. But it's very hard to kill an APC and anything else with your Borka. So an APC effectively eats a whole Borka volley and protects the rest of your army from it. Which, it's questionable whether that's good or not. Here comes the Borka again. An iron cannon. Not even sure which player fired the iron cannon.
Exactly.
Here comes another iron cannon. That one was Pat Wars. So that one was Sparks. The first one was Pat Wars. But now Spark is the one not on the pad, who just gets on in time. Another Borka from Spark here. That's going to sweep over the middle. Talon's going to take the bottom right. This is looking very bad for Pat War. I don't think he can get back on these pads. And Borka, too difficult to kill in the downtime. And there it is. Area denial from the Borka. Something we're all very used to seeing at this point in Rivals. Borka comes in, kills everything, prevents reinforcements, taking the pad. And Spark takes it down. Alright guys, so here we go. Game 2, Spark versus Pat War. Spark is up 1-0.
And we see both switching to Nod. We just said Spark needs to switch. War also decided to switch. No laser drones here. War going for the harvester first. Sparks. Harvester as well. And both players going into the physical militant war here. Let's look at the decks. We have for War, militants, lasers, fanatics, buggy Giga Cannon, and a Banshee. The other side we have militants, lasers, spikes, chem buggy, tank, which is pretty good, I guess, against. I mean, the Giga Cannon might be really good on this map, right? And we also got a Banshee here.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one. I think that I think you're right. I think I like the Giga Cannon quite a lot on this map. So we're coming down to first missile here. Spark with the chem buggy. Is it going to be in time? He needs to get on this pad and clear off these militants. He does get on there. Clears the militants. Wow. There it is. Oh, but the lasers clear the militants that sneak onto the top. And here comes a Giga to counter this chem buggy. Militants from Spark are in the wrong place. Just about sneaks onto both pads in time. Boosted Giga comes down, but is not going to clear these militants in time. I think this is going to be Spark's missile. Yes, it is. Very nice moves from Spark there. Very nice play there. Moves the chem buggy to take care of those missiles. Oh, and he's going straight for a base kill. This game could be over before it starts.
Already is.
This could be it. He gets in there with the chem buggy.
I think that's it.
Oh, wow. That is a lot of damage. It looks like the chem buggy went down just before the missile hit, denying one cloud. So it's not a complete base kill. I might be wrong about that. Maybe that's the amount of damage that 2 clouds does with a unit. But it is very low now. Spark just needs to get over there, hit another cat missile on it, and maybe a little light gentle tapping with some units. We'll have to see if War can defend his base. He basically has to defend his base from everything for the rest of the game. Not an enviable position to be in.
Here comes the Banshees. That's probably it. Very hard to counter it. He only has 1 Banshee to defend.
Yeah, and there's the cat missile as well. That's definitely going to be it. Wow, and Spark takes it down 2-0. Very, very quick game there. Here we go, guys. Game 1. As you can see, I think I did a pretty good job doing his name. I'm gonna call him Bebop from now on. Make it a little bit easier. So we've got Bebop against Beast. We're on Down the River. Now, first thing you see on Down the River, both players have moved their harvesters to that second Tiberium spawn. That is very, very important on this map. There's 2 maps in the game where it's critically important you move your harvester at the start, because otherwise when your first Tiberium field empties, you have a very, very long downtime before it starts harvesting again. However, we see both players have not fallen into that trap of leaving their harvester in the default position. A very good start from both players. All right, Boswell, why don't you take us over the decks and say, what do you make of these 2 decks?
Let's see what we have here. Bebop, as we call him from now, goes with rifles, missiles, a Pitbull, an APC, Talon, and an Orca. I really like that deck, I guess. Of course, Liang still being the best commander in the game.
Yep.
Solid deck. I mean, it will come down to if he manages to get out the APC in position and him a pad.
All right, so here comes that first missile. We've got lasers taking on that Orca. Very heads-up play from Beast to get those lasers out a lot earlier than you might expect. He made them as soon as that Orca came out. It looks like that's going to secure him the missile because Bebop simply can't contest that top pad with anything else in time. So yeah, very heads-up play from Beast to get those lasers into position very early on. All right, so
yeah, Beast goes with a pretty classic deck, playing Fanatics though, but Venom and laser drones. Laser drones are, as we already said, better against Not, so he won't play them against GDI probably. Here comes the Stank against Orca battle, which is very important that you are in defensive position to win that fight.
Here we go. We're heading towards that second missile. The Orca is clearing off that Stealth Tank. Stealth Tank is too scared to move in against the Orca, but the Orca misfires a little bit. Can the Talon get bottom? Oh, and the flips! Beast moves off the pad! Oh, no, Beast! A huge throw from Beast there. The Talon just about makes it onto the bottom in time, but Beast could easily have contested top with that Stealth Tank. But yeah, he just moves off thinking that his bikes are going to arrive in time. They don't, and Bebop gets a split-second flip there. And yeah, as Boswell says, we're unlikely to see those laser drones because they're so much weaker against GDI than they are against Nod. This is one of the things about Beast's deck. This is a classic Beast deck, so I was talking about. This is one of the ones he always plays. So it is easily exploitable, right? You can see this deck and you can think, okay, if I bring a slingshot and something like a Predator tank, it's very difficult for my opponent to break that.
Unit lost.
His Talon here can get caught out by this tank, but the missile is pretty secured.
Oh, Liang, not quite in time. Not quite in time. The Liang attempts to steal. Bebop, unfortunately. Beast, knowing he's playing against Liang, has anti-air on both pads. Takes down that Liang drone instantly. Makes up for that little bit of throw that he had in between there.
Let's see. No, he doesn't.
Alright, guys, here we go. Game 2. Beast, of course, forced to bring that GDI. Bebop switches to a Nod deck, this time with Oksana.
New objective.
Interesting to see what he brings. So it's a Chem Buggy, a classic Chem Buggy Marauder deck. Very old school Chuggy Marauder. And Beast is on the broken, in air quotes, Titan deck. So this is an interesting one. I think I would heavily favor Beast here. I think the Marauder deck really struggles against Razorback anyway. And then once there's a Titan out as well, it's going to be an absolute nightmare.
Building online.
Exactly. So let's see if Beast can bring out the Titan quickly. He stays on one Harvester for now. Not sure. I would probably prefer to go 2 Harvesters pretty early on and maybe even give Bebop the first missile. Of course, if Beast manages to get the first missile with the 5-unit deck, will be have an easy time to get those Titans out.
Yeah, absolutely.
He needs something against these vehicles now.
It looks like Bebop's going to take the first missile pretty easily. Beast, this is actually something I've noticed as well when playing Razorback Missile. Razorback Missile can't beat Chuggy first missile because the Chuggy just kills all your missiles and then whatever anti-air unit they have chases down your Razorback. So I do think it is difficult. It's difficult to win that first missile against the Chuggy. This is why Chuggy is one of the best answers to this Titan deck. Because the best way to beat the Titan deck is simply to win 2 missiles very quickly. And the Chuggy secures you that first missile quite comfortably most of the time.
And since his second Harvester is pretty late, I'm not sure if he will be able to get out this Titan before the next missile fires.
Yep, as you can see, the missile is very close to firing now. We're entering that final charge very soon. But Bebop doesn't have good map control right now, and he needs to win this missile. It's going to be very bad for him if he loses it. Oh, the boosted Marauders are going to get chewed up by this Razorback. Stealth Tank just gets on in time. Clears that drone.
Whoa.
Here comes the flip. Beast isn't on the pad. Oh, and Bebop coming back with a vengeance. Takes it down, and we go to 1-1. It is 1-1 match point. Beast versus Bebop. And it is, of course, a GDI mirror, as these players are forced to do that.
3, 2, 1.
So take us through these decks, Boswell. What do you think?
Playing Strong Arm. So as I already thought, he's going to play APC, which is typical Strong Arm unit. He plays the same deck Bebop played before, right? First game, Bebop played the APC deck, but with Liang. Here we have it with Strong Arm, and on Bebop's side we see the Titan deck Beast played before, so they're basically just switching decks around, and let's see who can handle them better.
Beast deck is slightly different because he's playing the Drone Swarm over the Talon.
Oh yeah,
yes,
I see.
Bebop is playing the Titan deck, a favored GDI tournament deck at the moment. So yeah, he gets the Razorback out early. That's what you expect. Razorback versus Drone Swarm. Of course, Beast. This is the same as when people go Razorback Mirror, except I actually think this favors the Drone Swarm player very slightly because the Drone Swarm does effectively the same thing as the Razorback of removing the rifles. It doesn't kill them though; it just forces them back. But then you can go Pitbull slightly faster because obviously the Razorback is a lot more expensive. So as you can see, Beast actually doesn't really make that much difference. Ooh, that Liang drone was not good from Bebop.
Yeah.
Immediately taken down by those missiles, and yeah, Bebop just cannot contest this at all. So this is going to be a very comfortable first missile for Beast. Obviously, that is an absolute requirement for Beast. If Beast loses his first missile, or even honestly, there was quite a lot of stall at the start of the game. Those rifles were fighting each other on that middle pad. And then Bebop got some stall by standing on the right-hand pad. So here you can see we're already at 134. And the second missile's barely started charging. However, Bebop never went double harvester. So even though we've got that stall, Bebop doesn't have that infinite money that you would expect from a Titan deck because he only has 1/2. So, yeah, this is not looking that good for Bebop. He is still very far away from that Titan, which is his win condition.
I don't think we're gonna see a Titan this game. Like in the last game, not having a second harvester early on will be a really problem to get out the Titan. Your win condition you need, because if you wouldn't bring your Titan, there's no need to bring it in your deck, and at this point he's basically playing at a 5-card deck, right?
Yep, exactly that. And there's the turret, clears up the middle, and very, very easy win, I have to say, from Beast there. Like Boswell's saying, Bebop simply plays a 5-card deck. He's just down a unit, and honestly, it just came down to Pipple mirrors more than anything else. Yeah, to me, it felt like that game really just came down to Pipple mirrors, and Beast was the Pipple winner, and that really was all that decided it. Game 1. Oh, hang on. Looks like our scores haven't. Ignore the scores, guys. They haven't been updated yet. It is of course 0-0, and it's BR versus N7.
Are known for playing pretty old school standard decks, and that we see here again. He plays a hard deck with no fanatics, but with a Banshee, the best unit probably at the moment. But since the nerf, it really fell down a lot. And on the other side, we again see Lieutenant Strongarm with an APC. So. This might be the most used the most used commander at this point for the tournament.
Yeah, weird to see that, right? You'd expect the most used commander to be Liang always.
Exactly.
But yeah, we are seeing a lot of strong arms today, which is a little unusual, as Boswell says.
JJ is taking care of the wheels, but it's also like not a really good trade because wheels are so cheap and do decent damage against JJs. Comes the flamers to get the first missile, just manages to stall the missile here. Looks coming in, will go into the right pad. Might he be able to? Oh, looks good for N7N here. Can he block on the bottom? No, he misses this block. Oh, come on. It's on the bottom pad. Yes, very good here. Tank will take care of the dogs, but immediately answered with JJ's. Very good on N7 here. It looks like he might be able to get the flip here.
Oh, there it is. Can he get it? Yes, the dogs on the left do remove that unit just in time, and that's a first missile for N7.
Just did a really good job here, going to the bottom right pad, going to the middle pad. Over the tank, so BR couldn't block here. Very good choice to bring those here.
Yeah, and of course, Fire, or as you were saying at the start, he's basically played the same decks for, I think, 28,000 years now. I think he started playing this deck in 21 BC, and he's just never stopped. So, definitely an expert with his chosen deck. But I personally believe that his deck is a little dated in this metagame, I personally think.
Yeah, exactly. Comes the turret. Little early for my taste, but I think he should be fine. Getting all 3 pads. Seem like BR can do anything here.
Oh, hang on. Maybe if he holds it. I don't think the Banshee's going to kill the Pipple in time. And he doesn't take an N7. N7 takes down that first game. So well played there, N7. To Yar versus N7. Of course, N7 forced to play Nod this game, as he won with GDI last game.
3, 2,
Exactly.
1. New objective received.
What do we see here? Classic Fnatic aggro deck with Seth as commander. I personally prefer Xana, but on some maps where the pads are spread apart, it's very good, I guess. Here, I would probably go with Oxana. Of course, it's not a bad commander, so also fine. On BR's side, we see his GDI standard deck. He plays ages now, so the second deck he is super familiar with. See if his experience with the deck win him this game. 7 playing a lot of wheels to get rid of those riflemen, and counters with the pitbull, of course. But N7 got enough time to get a tank out, a scorpion tank. Manages to block the scorpion tank away from his pitbull, very good here. But another scorpion tank coming out.
Ooh, and this predator takes down that scorpion very easily.
Yeah.
I think on this map, I'd rather be the guy with predators. Because it's such a tight map, it's quite difficult to get multiple tanks onto a single tank. However, I'd always rather be the guy with fanatics than the guy without fanatics. Having said that though, Fire gets this predator on the bottom, uses the missiles to block the top, and N7 does lose that first missile. As you can see there though, his scorpion ends up trading for that predator, even though the predator was boosted when it originally moved in, thanks to the fanatics. So yeah, I still think N7 is favored in terms of deck, just because Fanatics are strong. Fanatic tank is stronger than anything Bayer can do. His deck should not beat Fanatic plus Scorpion ever, really, in my eyes. But obviously it does come down to gameplay. You can always beat someone just by playing better than them, even with a deck disadvantage. As you see there, N7 doesn't pull back his Scorpion. What he should have done there is pull back the Scorpion, force the Predator to kill a Fanatic, and then moved in with the boosted Scorpion. But instead he lets the Predator kill his Scorpion, and now is in a slightly perilous position, actually. He's going to lose this Scorpion to this Predator if he's not careful. And there's double shock up top, which is going to be hard for him to remove. Lasers come in. Ooh, lasers is always a sign of defeat. Once you're forced to stop making tanks in a tank war, it means that you're behind. So yeah, N7 giving up on that tank war. And those shocks really punishing him as well, taking down those lasers very easily.
He manages to get both pads, test both pads here.
Ooh,
maybe he can block the bottom one.
Drill pod is huge here. Does buy him a lot of time. Is he going to clear? He clears up all these shocks, but can he hold bottom long enough? It's unclear. Oh, the laser lives through that tank shot, and that's going to be his missile. So that laser tech switch ends up actually working out very nicely. Even the two-man laser squad, after the shocks went down, was able to do a lot of work there.
On this map, we have those weird rocks blocking the entrance to the pad, so it's really hard to get for the not player from the right side here. It's really hard to get to the top pad, and on the other side for Bia, it's really hard to get on the bottom pad. So if you can block here, you have a really good advantage.
Yeah, and neither player has an air unit. Like Bayer has that hammerhead, but that doesn't really fight anything in N7's deck, so it's not that useful. Neither player has a cheap air unit they can spam at the pads, which is a very good thing to have on this map. So a little bit surprised to see neither player bring that.
And the next Predator tanks.
Yeah, double Predator here, but these lasers from N7 have been actually just absolutely insane this game. They've been doing a lot of value. Here comes some shocks, and this is looking very bad for N7. He's not on either pad. Those wheels are going to go down. Double shock from Bayer holding the pads. I think this is going to be it. I don't think N7 can get back on top, and there's no way he can kill these shocks in time. I think that's going to be it. Bayer takes it down, and there we go, guys. 1-1, which also means we're going to see Nod versus Nod, I believe. Both players won with GDI now.
Exactly.
Objective received.
Well, even if you lose, of course, as we said, we're playing double elimination, so there's also the losers bracket, since we have many good players, and at some point they have to face each other. Missing one strong player at the beginning or making one mistake doesn't kick you out of the tournament immediately. So nothing is over for both of them, no matter who wins now.
Yeah.
And
so
what do we see?
Nod mirror, of course.
Exactly. Bia going with his favorite Nod deck again, like we have seen in game 1. And N7 bringing the Agent Shadow variation of the... Oh, not exactly. I'm sorry. He doesn't bring lasers, but bikes.
First missile coming down here. N7 is on all pads. Can this Scorpion take down that wheel? It does just in time. Does it flip? Oh, so close. So close to getting on that pad. Doesn't quite manage it though. And N7 does take that first missile. I actually think the top pad, you needed to get the lasers on as well. And N7 cleared the middle just in time. So it's unclear if it would have flipped. But it looked very close. It looked like it could have gone either way there. So yeah, as you say,
Exactly.
back on the Nod deck he played before, his Comfort Nod deck. Really, he only plays these two decks, which can be a little exploitable. And N7 playing, as you say, not quite the Agent Shadow version, because he has no lasers. He has a Scorpion instead, so he's got Scorpion and Shade this time. His deck is very, very weak to laser drones and Shade, because he has no laser or Phantom. But obviously, in a tournament setting, Fire never plays those units. He always plays these two decks. You know for a fact he's not going to bring one of those two things. So you can make a deck that's weak to those and not be in any trouble, because you just know your opponent isn't bringing it. So second missile comes down. Fire, yeah, easily controlling all three pads. Very, very dominant second missile from Bayer there. Yeah, N7 lost a shade and a half as well, trying to compete for it. So that's an important fact of playing Rivals, is when to know. You need to know when you can't win the missile and when it's time to stop throwing resources at it. And N7 lost sort of 120 Tiberium roughly, trying to contest a missile that he couldn't win. So that's a waste. You'll see good players often like just moving off pads with units that would have died because they know they can't win the missile anyway.
It's all about the timing. If you get the map control right at the right time when the missile is about to fire, your opponent is to not go in at that point.
Yep.
And save his units.
So it's interesting to see. Here we go. As we come towards the third missile, Bayer with lasers and tank on the middle. Shade is on the left. N7's actually on all pads. Bayer just gets those lasers on. I'm not sure that Shade is going to win or not. I think the Shade will win. Yeah, the Shade will win. It'll take a little while though. Tank will clear up these two wheels, but Shade will clear up the wheels in the middle. Bayer moves off the pad.
Wow.
Gets back on it just in time. Holds the missile, but a new Shade arrives. A triple Shade on every pad. Bayer does not have time to get those lasers into position. Doesn't quite get there. Doesn't have time to get the Banshee or lasers onto those pads. And there it is, guys. N7, knowing it's a Nod mirror, brings that Shade and ends up winning him the game. The Shade was extremely strong there.
Okay, we have LT Dragon versus Sandstar here. LT going with the Kane. Kane lives. Wow.
Kane lives.
I've seen him play Kane a lot. So he's definitely experienced with that deck. Since the Titans are so popular lately, Kane has seen a little more popularity, since obviously it's okay-ish versus Titans, let's say. I mean, still not a very good commander though. But Sandstar doesn't play Titans here, so I'm not too sure if the Kane is the right choice.
Yeah. So of course, LT has recently risen to prominence, shall we say, in the tournament scene. He's gone pretty deep in a few tournaments, and I believe he almost won the Pitbull Micro Challenge. I think he got to like the semi-finals before being knocked out by either Alicia or Agent. I don't remember which one. So yeah, we know he has good Pitbull Micro. Yeah, first missile looking very strong for LT. He's on all three pads. Oh, hang on, here comes Liang Drone. Slightly too late to contest. That could have gone very differently. If Sandstar had contested with that Liang Drone, those dogs would have eventually killed those militants, and maybe Sandstar could have taken that missile.
Probably the problem here was that the drone, he spawned the drone one tile farther away than needed because the dogs were blocking the tile. Maybe if he moves the dogs before and spawns the Liang drone a little closer, he gets on the pad. He could just go on the bottom left pad with the Liang drone and try to go on the bottom pad with the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a little late there, which cost him the missile.
That's exactly it. And it's slightly awkward for him there. Not an ideal scenario. But we're coming down to second missile here.
For healing.
Ooh, the rarely seen Liang drone that heals. So we are approaching second missile here. LT looking pretty strong. He's got laser drones on all the pads. Venom's going to take care of this sniper. Here comes the Kane that will kill that Pitbull, but it doesn't matter. He had the missile anyway. And LT does take it down pretty comfortably there.
A good job by LT here. Even though laser drones are not said to be good against GDI, somehow Star couldn't keep up with them so good. Basically, a Pitbull is counter he has. Of course, lasers would be, missiles would be good as well, but he doesn't have those. But the Pitbull does a good job. Talents.
Here we go, guys. Game 2. Sandstar versus LT. LT, of course, on GDI Forced. Sandstar choosing to play GDI.
New objective available.
So take us through these decks, Boswell.
Harvester ready.
So on Sandstar's side, we see a pretty cheap deck, I guess. He goes for 3 infantry units with the JJs. The Pitbull, like we already said, a very good unit for countering pretty much everything except infantry. Talon and a Orca here. And on the other side for LT, we see Liang, of course, as commander, as we already said, pretty much the best commander in the game. I'm a little surprised we don't see it on Sandstar's side, but since he plays a cheap deck, I guess Solomon is a good choice for that iron cannon. And if we're talking, the first missile is getting close here. LT manages to get on top right pad as well. Those Liang going for the top left pad.
Those jump jets need to get back on that pad though, and the Talon's going to take it on the sniper's top right very soon. There it goes. Ooh, LT needs to get on that pad just in time, but it's not enough because Sandstar takes the middle, and that means first missile is going to go to Sandstar.
Unit ready.
Very good here, very good. And yeah, we see a Orca bomber on the side of LT in his deck, so this might come in handy. And maybe he should go for a hammerhead at this point, because Sandstar has 2 air units at this moment. And once LT gets out hammerhead and Orca bomber, I don't think Sandstar has a good answer for both of those.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. He does have that iron cannon, which if you target it correctly, you can maybe hit an Orca bomber, but it's not great. It is also, you know, perhaps Sandstar is playing Solomon because he saw the Facebook poll saying that Solomon was the best commander.
Wonder who does those polls.
So LT sweeps into the middle here after that iron cannon takes out some units. Looking very strong for LT here. He's got an anti-air unit on that back pad as well, so he can't get sniped. Oh, sorry. Sandstar has an air unit, but that doesn't matter because LT is in control of the middle. So Sandstar desperately trying to get back some units on this pad, but LT very strong here. Could we see a flip? Doesn't look like it. LT has the block just long enough, and LT takes it down. And I believe that is 2-0 for LT. Oh, sorry, that was second missile. My apologies. My apologies. My apologies. Yeah, my bad. I thought he'd won the first missile. All right, apologies. Back to the game we go. Oh god. All right, so yeah, third and final missile, all to play for here. Professional caster. So LT brings out that hammerhead. That's going to be great against these Orcas and Talons. It's going to be very difficult for Sandstar to contest that. He's going to have to simply stop using air units until his hammerhead is removed. Surprised not to see another sniper from LT here. He goes Borka instead. Very odd choice. I feel like getting some snipers back up would be a very, very smart play from LT, but we're not seeing it. So Sandstar's going to take down... Is he going to kill these missiles top left in time? Yes, he does, just about. Iron cannons are going to get the Borka. Oh, it gets it!
Oh,
another one immediately follows up, and there's one top, so this Pitbull's going to go down to that bomb. Orca cleans up the middle. Hammerhead deals with his Talon. Orca goes top left. That's going to hold long enough against the missiles. And there it is, guys. I called it one missile too soon, but there it is. LT does take it down. 2-0. Congratulations to LT. Game 1. Pat War taking on Metholiax. Oh, isn't he called Dark Phoenix in game? Maybe he's called Dark Phoenix on stream. Yeah, I think he's Dark Phoenix on stream. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Game 1. GDI mirror. Solomon mirror again. I think a lot of Solomon. Although Meth is playing the Reb deck, which I like a lot. And Pat War is playing a very strange... He's got snipers and APC and slingshot and Solomon. Very expensive deck to play Solomon with there.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so
I like the
classic opener.
slingshot.
Classic opener here with the dog into Pitbull standard opening. Although Pat War, I feel like this happened last time he was playing Spark as well. He's focusing these dogs and he's just taking a lot of Pitbull shots, so he's giving his opponent the advantage in the Pitbull mirror.
Mistake.
Yeah, big mistake, because now Meth is going to win this Pitbull mirror by a lot. Although Meth with a little bit of missed micro there as well, manages to almost lose one of his Pitbulls, but still, trades 2 for 0 there. He didn't even lose a Pitbull doing that. Pat War switches into Grens, but it's way too late for this missile. These dogs top might actually beat that Pitbull. Yeah, they do, just about. Well, not even just about, they beat it by quite a lot. Funny. But yeah, first missile goes to Meth pretty easily. Switches into the jump jets here to deal with this Pitbull and dogs. We see snipers from Pat War.
Choice against the JJs here. See if he can protect those from the drones. Don't think so though.
Nope, looks like they go down pretty
Losing
easily.
already.
Drones one moves up to deal with the Grens. Ooh, more snipers. That's good against the jump jets, but Meth has these drone swarms, which Pat War's really struggling to deal with the drone swarms. A lot of work being done by the drones. And you see here, Pat War barely has enough money to build his units, so I don't know how he's ever going to make an iron cannon happen.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not too happy with the Solomon either. Yes, he might have been good going for the slingshot at some point to protect those snipers from the drones.
Yeah, it's just one of the issues with this map.
Not sure if he had enough money.
Yeah, it's difficult to find a good spot for a slingshot on this map. But having said that, Pat War clears up a lot of the board here. Meth with the iron cannon misses, doesn't get on the second pad in time, and Pat War takes it down there.
Wow. Maybe...
One missile to one each there. Not a great iron cannon from Meth. I don't think it hit anything. Definitely didn't hit the unit he was aiming for, which was the dogs on the top pad to buy himself some time. So now we're getting into the late game. We're past 2:30. Tiberian Ramp is at max. Pat War now actually looking like he can make his APCs and also iron cannon potentially. So this is when his deck is really going to shine. All those expensive units. And Meth has a lot of money, but not really any good way to use it. Only has that iron cannon. Surprised to see him not iron cannon the APC top. I would probably have fired off an iron cannon here to try and get the snipers in the APC. Maybe he's saving it until right at the end of the missile. That's probably what's happening here.
I mean, if he used it a little earlier, he could have been ready for the iron cannon when the missile fires as well, and he has enough money to fire 2 of those.
That's exactly it. That's why I would have fired off one at the top. So he does finally fire off that iron cannon at the top. Now it's not clear he's going to have another one. Oh, and this iron cannon hits almost everything from Meth. Wow, Meth loses a lot there. And the slingshot comes out, cleaning up these drone swarms very easily. Jump Jet's looking like Meth's best option here. He's only got one, and he's got it holding that back pad instead of moving across. He needs to move that Jump Jet now. It's too late now. That's it. Meth loses. Wow. Really surprised to see that. I thought Meth could have easily contested that top pad and moved his Jump Jets to the left. And there were no anti-infantry units on the field for Pat War. Here we go, game 2. Pat War versus Meth. And of course, Meth has to play Nod.
Game 1, so...
Pat has also decided to go Nod here, so that's interesting.
The other way around. I think Pat won the first map.
Oh yes, my apologies. Yeah. Sorry. Yes, you are correct. Pat won the first one, and it's him that has to play Nod, and Meth has also chosen to play Nod. But what do you think about
these decks?
I was about to say that. All right, so we've got Pat War playing Giga Fanatic with a Banshee and a Buggy. Very weird. No bikes. Very, very strange to see no bikes. And Meth is playing... This is like the classic Shade deck from back in the day when Shade was super broken. I like Giga quite a lot on this map. I actually think this map is very good for bombers and for 2-range units. Oh, sorry, for tech. But 2-range is decent as well. Obviously, this map is in Showdown quite regularly. As you guys will know, the best decks in Showdown are the 2-range decks. So it makes sense that 2-range is good on this map. However, having said that, Pat War's anti-air is very lackluster, I'd say. He's got Buggy and Banshee and lasers. And Meth has Shade that hard counters the Buggies. And Phantom that hard counters the Banshees. So I think Meth is going to be heavily favored here. This Giga Cannon is going to be almost useless for Pat War. But Meth, first missile coming down, Meth is heavily pop capped. And even if he wasn't, he can't afford that Phantom, which he needs here. This could go either way. Lasers on the bottom are going to take care of this Shade. Meth makes a new shade, meaning he can't build a Phantom. I think Pat was going to take it with this Banshee tech switch. Banshee holds the middle. Lasers from Meth are going to be way too slow. Yeah, I think this is going to go to Pat War because of that Banshee tech switch. And there it is. Meth may be overcommitting on air units there and unable to build the Phantom. Whenever you're playing a deck like Meth's, it's really important to have some amount of money in your bank, right? Because then if your opponent makes a tech switch, you can afford that Phantom. And that's exactly why he lost there, because he built too many shades. He had 2 shades out. He only needed 1. If he hadn't had the second one, he could have made a Phantom to deal with that that Banshee, and then he might have taken that missile. But now he has a Phantom. This is going to shut down the Banshees, which is going to make it a lot harder for Pat War to win this game. Banshee is definitely going to be a critical point of his success. Real Pod comes down from Meth to clear up these lasers, but the Fanatics come in and clean them up very nicely. Surprised to see Meth not making militants here. I would just be making militants to fight these lasers. I don't know why he isn't doing that.
Point, yeah, good point. I mean,
People make this mistake a lot.
Bringing a lot of air units on this map is reasonable, since the top pad is like a fortress, as the map already says, right? Can totally see his plan here, and also I really like the Ceph as a commander here. Pads are spread apart. Can easily go the Ceph on the bottom left pad, for example.
Phantom takes down that Banshee, and that's going to be second missile for Meth. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I like the deck. I like the deck for this map. I just think that he isn't making use of his cheap units enough. Like, there's no reason to make a Venom every single time your opponent makes a laser. You can make some militants sometimes. That's okay. Like, you can. That is something you're allowed to do. But now Meth is so rich that maybe there's no reason to. The problem with not making militants is that anytime Pat War makes a laser, it's going to be good. Even if it just fights a Venom, it's still going to be good versus the Venom. It might not win 1v1, but it's good versus the Venom. So you're making it too easy for your opponent by making only air, because your opponent can make only anti-air. So it's nice to mix in some different unit types.
Again, he goes for the Venom.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly just never going to make a militant again. This is a mistake you see people make a lot, I think. When they have money, they just refuse to make their cheap units, even though sometimes the cheap unit is the better option. Of course, he has the Ceph. The Ceph gives him that infantry type. But Pat War is making a lot of buggies as well, because they can fight air and infantry. So here we go. Final missile coming down. Oh, and a misclick there from Pat War. Builds a second Harvester when he meant to build a Banshee. And I think that's going to be it. That's going to be it. That Harvester misclick. Absolutely brutal. And that is definitely going to cost him that final missile. It's not clear that he could have taken it anyway, thanks to that Phantom. Pat War versus Metholiax. And it is, with GDI versus Nod. Pat War on the Nod, Metholiax on the GDI. Both players forced into these factions. Really liking this faction supremacy rule. I think it's really interesting. We're getting a lot more interesting games. People aren't just playing the same deck over and over because they simply can't. They have to change faction. So that is cool to see.
A lot of variety. A lot of variety to those games, yeah. We see Oksana versus Liang here. Probably the most played commanders on both sides. And Pat War going with the same deck again. The Giga Cannon on this map, I think it's also pretty good. So you can use it on the top 2 pads. If you manage to position it right on your side, on the right side of your pad, and block on the other side, and really take care of both pads here. And on the other side, we see a typical Razorback deck, Liang, Orca Bomber. I think this deck is from the ladder deck of Agent Shadow. It's at the moment. Pretty good deck, of course, Razorback. Super strong, and the first missile is about to fire. Contested by Pat War at all.
Pat War pop-capped heavily. I believe Meth was doing it on purpose, but it's hard to be entirely certain. As you were saying, the Giga is going to be good on this map. Unfortunately, Meth playing this triple air deck. This is the Agent Shadow Orca Bomber deck. This deck, I mean, obviously, like, again, the Giga is just not going to be great, because Pat War doesn't have a way to shut down Meth's air units. Because he has no answer to this Bork. He doesn't have a Phantom. I really like playing Phantom. If I'm playing Giga, I'd rather have a Phantom than a Banshee. Unless I know specifically it's going to be a Giga Mirror, then I think the Banshee is slightly better, for reasons that I won't go into now. But yeah, against this Borka, he really doesn't have a lot of answers. What Pat War needs to do is set up a Giga with a Borka front, with a Banshee front line, so like 2 Banshees protecting it. But it's too late now. He doesn't have time to set that up. Meth is on every pad and absolutely dominant win there from Meth. But Meth does take it down. Pat War is going to be knocked out of this tournament. And congratulations to Meth bringing it back. That one not as close as the first 2. Guys, game 1, Warden versus Zero.
Yang versus Jade here.
3, 2,
Let's see what they brought.
new objective available.
Okay, and we see from Warden the same deck we have seen already before. The
Unit ready.
Agent Shadow is a back deck with the Borka. Pretty good, of course. And on the other side, Zero playing a classic
Harvester ready.
Mutant Marauder Chuggy deck here.
Yep.
I'm not sure who's favored though.
Yeah, I think that it's still Warden. I've got to say, I've played this Agent Shadow Borka Razorback deck quite a lot recently, and this deck is disgusting. It's actually like, it makes me sick when I play it because it's so good. it's so good. Like, it's so hard to fight a Razorback missile combination without stacking up your units. Like, it's so difficult not to stack up your units against that at some point, and then a Borka just annihilates you. And even if your opponent has Stank, which is the best answer, you'd think this deck would be weak to Stealth Tank, because Stealth Tank kills 4 of the units. What actually happens is, Stealth Tank kills 1 of your air units, and the other one dominates you. Like, either they Stealth Tank your Razorback and they get Borka'd, or they Stealth Tank your Borka and get Razorbacked. So, it's so brutal, it really is. Having said that, Zero does have the Phantom, so the Phantom is amazing here, but it doesn't kill either the Razorback or the Borka in one volley. So it is a tough matchup. Anyway, here we go. First missile's coming down. Warden is on both pads. Missiles are going to win bottom. Pipple's going to win top. I don't see how Warden loses this missile. This looks so strong for him, and there it is. 092 does go down on first missile to Warden. Can't get into position. It's also important to add that on this map, air units are amazing. Like, Razorback missile is so good on this map. It's really hard to beat. And then you also have the Borka and the Hammerhead. So I think Warden is favored on deck and on map. And just in general, yeah, I think it's going to be a really tough one for Zero.
Yeah, definitely. As we said before, on this map, it's super hard to get on the other pad because of this nasty rock here. So Zero, it will be really hard to get on the top pad. But Warden can go on the bottom pad with the Razorback or his other air units pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, look at this Borka. This is absolutely disgusting.
Oh.
Takes out 2 Mutant Marauders. Might take out a bike. Oh, it takes out 2 bike squadrons as well. Oh, this unit is so gross. This unit is so gross. Alright, so here comes the Phantom. Phantom is an absolute requirement for Zero to have a chance in this game. But of course, Warden can just respond immediately with a Hammerhead, and although Phantom is better than Hammerhead because it's this reload unit, it doesn't, again, it's the whole thing with the Stealth Tank. You can't kill everything with the Phantom. Although Zero's doing a damn good job of trying. He's taken out the Razorback and the Borka. Goes down to the Hammerhead in return though. But he is in control of the map now. Taking out those air units has given him good map control. He's getting some mutants into position. If he can take out this Pitbull bottom and get something onto top, he might be okay. Chuggy comes out. Pretty sure we're going to see a Borka from Warden here. Oh, he goes Razorback instead. I think a Borka would have been better there. Razorback's heading south. Hammerhead's holding top. 092, there's the Borka. Borka's going to sweep the same pad the Hammerhead is holding. No, he kills his own militants. Not sure about that. And the Phantom comes in and cleans up, and he doesn't take the top pad. Huge misplay from Warden there, sending the Borka bottom. He should definitely have just sent the Borka to clean up that top pad, because he had the Razorback on the bottom, and he wouldn't have killed his own unit. So yeah, big misplay from Warden there. Costs him the missile, and Zero takes this opportunity to go for the base. Is he going to bomb it? It's unclear. He's setting it up. There it is. Wow, extra clouds as well. This could be a lot of damage. Wow, he chooses to... Whoa, okay. I thought he was going to try and save the Chuggy, but it ended up running into the Borka, so I don't know if that was intentional or not. Obviously, he didn't want to run into the Borka, but I'm not sure if he... I don't think pulling the Chuggy was a good idea there. I think the extra explosion was very relevant. And I think not having that extra damage is going to hurt him. Also, with only 1 missile left to go, it's hard for Zero to actually get over there and take out this base. Looks like he's focusing the Harvester now as well. I don't know. I think Zero's panicking a bit. I don't think he knows what his game plan is. Is he going to get this Borka before it bombs? Yes, he does. Huge there. It's a huge deal. Fresh Borka comes in though. Oh, nice
He
micro
might
from
need another
Zero.
Phantom though.
Yeah, he's gonna need. He's so low on cash. He needs to get on these pads. Doesn't get on top. He needs a Phantom now. It's not gonna be enough. And there's a Catalyst missile. Too late. Doesn't matter anyway. The Hammerhead's up there as well. And I think Zero fell apart a little bit at the end there. I think after going for that base bomb, when he moved that Chuggy away, I think that was a big cost. Game 2, Warden versus Zero. 1-0 for Warden. Did of course win that game with the Borka Razorback deck. I think that deck is amazing. That deck is so good. And Zero's sticking with the Nod deck. Same deck again. Warden obviously has to play Nod. Oh, okay. A little bit of delay there. 6 seconds in is when we build our first harvester from Warden. Not sure if we had a little bit of lag there or something, but yeah, a little bit of delay. It's going to cost him a little bit in this early game because, as you can see, he's slightly behind on money, and his second unit is out a little bit later than Zero's, which means his third unit will be out later than Zero's as well. So, shouldn't end up being too big a cost, but it is definitely a cost.
Is he playing the Alicia deck? Am I mistaken here?
No, Alicia plays Fanatics instead of lasers.
Okay.
I actually think that Warden's deck is very weak to laser because he doesn't have an anti-infantry infantry. If you look at this deck, what does he use to kill infantry?
Yeah.
He has only Wheels and Inferno. So,
Oh wow, that might become a big problem here.
I think that this is a mistake from Warden. I believe those lasers are supposed to be Fanatics. I can't imagine why he would build a deck that looks like this because he's just, look how weak he is to lasers. He's going to lose. How is he ever going to beat a mutant? Oh my god, he's going to have to tech switch into Inferno to fight this mutant.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this deck is questionable for sure. He's doing a good job though. He's taking down these bikes. The Wheels took down the lasers, but yeah, the mutant is just indestructible, man. And Zero, seeing that there's no answer to the mutant, goes a second mutant. Is he going to lose this missile? Oh, it's so close. Oh, the mutant just does it in time. And yeah, there's no way Warden can kill these mutants. It's just not possible. He doesn't have an answer to them. But yeah, Zero is going to take this first missile very comfortably. Almost managed to, well, I say very comfortably, he actually almost managed to lose it. It's really, given the deck advantage, I think it's amazing that Warden was able to do such a good job. Oh, these guys are stacking up for the Inferno! Inferno gets the double, kills both mutants, saves the half. Wow, that Inferno right on time to save Warden from catastrophe. However, he is still going to lose his Harvester here. It's so low. Warden has invested a lot of resources into this Harvester kill now. I'm not even sure that it worked out that well for him.
The Inferno punished him really hard here.
Yep.
I mean, if the Inferno didn't come out, it would be probably game over at this point.
Yes, that's true.
But, oh, again,
Wow,
another
double.
great shot from the Inferno.
And Zero goes double
Killing
Chuggy.
both of those bikes.
Oh, I think this is again misclick from Zero. I think that was supposed to be a Phantom. It's like he's opened his air tower but not built a Phantom yet. Oh yeah, that's true. He could be going for the base. Although against an Inferno, I think that's an insane plan. Like, why would you go for the base? I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing. You're right, but I think that's kind of nuts. Although maybe it's just a distraction technique. Warden is now focusing on defending his base. There's less on the pads. Here comes the Phantom is going to take down. Is the Inferno going to fire? It doesn't. This is huge. 092 with the distraction technique. Takes the second missile.
Wow.
And you've got to think Warden's deck was not what he wanted to be playing. I think that's the kind of thing where you put the deck together and you just forget, you know? You just forget before going in. As soon as you get there, you're in the game, you see lasers and you're like, oh my god, what have I done? I think that must be what's going on there. Warden versus Zero. These players are forced to play the factions they're playing. We are going to see this Nod versus GDI. We're back on Fortress. The maps, by the way, for those who don't know, the maps are decided by bot. The bot randomly picks a map from a pool of maps. So the maps are known once we start the round. The bot assigns 3 maps randomly to that round. Ooh, Zero gets a little bit of gets his units chipped a little bit there. That's a big cost, actually, because a 4-man rifle squad will lose on defense to a 5-man. So losing that 1 rifle does actually hurt him quite a lot. A little bit of mismicro from Zero there.
Doesn't seem like a lot, but as you said, in this rifle wars in the beginning of the game, it can be really critical. But he has the drone swarm to take care of those rifles, and I really like the deck choice of Zero here.
Yep, I agree.
3 air units. Jet Troopers, my favorite unit on this map.
Yep.
Because even if your opponent has air to block on the middle pad, you can fly in anyways, and he can never block it. So super strong unit on this map. And
Yep,
no
I
air
agree.
unit from Warden. I'm pretty surprised to see that.
So here we go, first missile coming down. Warden actually pretty aggressively moving his units around. Take care of these drone swarm, but he doesn't have anything on that left pad. This is normally the best way to play, actually, because the left pad, the back pad is so easy to contest at any time. And there you go, you see, easily contest the back pad. I'm a big proponent of this play, where as the missile's coming down, you abandon your own back pad and fight for the other two, because you can get your own back pad at any time and your opponent can't. So yeah, I like that play. Warden does take first missile because of it. Even though, as he was saying, I agree with you. I think Zero's deck is very nice. I think I prefer Zero's deck. But Warden is just playing a little bit better right now.
Exactly, yeah.
I would have liked to see Borka instead of Orca, though. I think Borka is just so strong. But, I mean, Orca's good, too. Like, Orca's a very strong unit. The reason we don't see Orca very often these days is because of Borka being so good. People just play Borka instead. But, yeah. The Orca is doing quite a good job here. As you say, Zero also has those jump jet troopers. However, Zero is making the same mistake that we saw Meth making, which is that he's on Fortress, he's got some money, so every unit he makes is from the air tower. Well, I guess he's making jump jets as well, but like we're not seeing rifles ever. And I think that is a misplay from Zero. Here comes second missile. Wow, Zero is on none of the pads. Oh, the flip, they moved off the... Why'd the Chuggy move?
Oh, wow.
Wow, Zero gets the flip. Chuggy moves off for some reason. Warden is not on the left pad either, and the jump jet just about takes down the unit there. And there's the flip, guys. Warden takes a missile to the face.
Both of those guys playing for their tournament lives at this point again.
Nice, and there's some rifles from Zero. I really like to see some rifles from Zero here. Although having said that, Warden is roaming around for Chuggy, so maybe I'm wrong and it's actually just incorrect. Very nice there. Using the rifles to detect that stealth tank so the Orca can take it out. Very nice play there. I don't think Warden was expecting his stealth tank to go down. However, looking at the money, Zero... Oh, Catalyst Missile. That's probably an accident. I can't imagine Warden meant to do that, but he manages to juke it. Very nice. Doesn't compound the mistake by getting hit by it. And here we go. Third missile's coming down. 092 is absolutely flush with cash. We haven't seen an iron cannon yet. I suspect we might see one now. Zero, use your iron cannon. Oh, it's too late. Oh, it's too late. And that would not have bought him any time because Warden was on the bottom left. We have Atom taking on Sant. I'm not sure if this is how you're supposed to pronounce it. It's like Tassant. I think the T is silent. Maybe someone could confirm that for me. So we're on down the middle. Wow, down the middle. The bot is loving down the middle today. I think this is our third time on down the middle on feature, maybe even fourth. Bot is absolutely loving down the middle. So here we go, guys. Down the middle. What have we got? We've got a Razorback dog deck from Atom and a triple infantry double air from Sant. Now, I don't like Razorback dog decks. I think these decks are bad. I think these decks give you too much weakness in the early game because people just make missiles and jump jets and stuff against you, and you have to make a Razorback to contest. And then once you make the Razorback, your opponent immediately makes an anti-Razorback unit, and you can't make missiles because you don't have your barracks open yet. Normally you want to follow up a Razorback immediately with missiles, but you can't because you have War Factory instead of barracks. So that's why I don't like these decks that much. So here we go, first missile's coming down. As you see, Atom unable to contest these jump jets early. Pitbull comes out. He can't contest this Pitbull either. So he's forced to use a Pitbull to fight the jump jets. Looking very, very bad for him first missile. And here it goes. And Sant takes it. And that's basically why I don't like these dog Razorback decks. Exactly what we just saw there. He also loses the Razorback. So, yeah, that's why I don't like these decks. Specifically for that reason. Also, Sant could have gone into Talon if he'd wanted to. Although going into Pitbull was a much smarter decision given that Atom already had a War Factory open. So you don't want to go into the Talon there. It's much better to go into the Pitbull. A very nice play there from Sant. Yeah, so as we go towards second missile, Sant also has got a lot of chip damage on his halve. Atom's forced to use a Liang drone to try and heal it. And it looks like Sant might be able to... Oh, he snipes the Liang drone. Is he going to get the halve? It's going to be... Yes, there it is. So Sant now has enough for his iron cannon. Sant is so far ahead at this point in terms of economy. But he doesn't have good map control right now. So he's going to need to get some map control. So here comes a Talon and a Pitbull top pad. Iron cannon on that Razorback.
Iron cannon coming in.
Dodges, wow. Sant dodges with both his units and gets both of Atoms, and that's going to be game. And there it is. Easy win for Sant. Very nicely played. Very nicely played. So it is going to be a nod mirror.
Okay, let's see. We have for Tant, we have Jade here with a Chuggy Marauder deck and a Staff Tank. It's a strong unit at the moment. Very good counter to basically everything, except from infantry units. So both players play the Staff Tank with Fanatic Aggro deck from Tim, and as a flex unit he goes for the... Basically the Fanatic Aggro deck is basically a 5-card deck with his first 5 units. Then you have one flexible unit, which can be a...
Can be whatever you want, basically.
Laser drones, a Shade is pretty often played, and he chooses to go for the Inferno.
I think that flex slot can be pretty much wherever you want, but it usually needs to be something that can kill tanks, because that's normally what your deck is weak to in the early game. So Inferno is a perfectly respectable choice. First missile coming down. Here comes the Stank to deal with this Chuggy. That's going to contest long enough. And Atom takes that first missile there pretty comfortably, which I was a little surprised by. I thought that Sant would be favored up until the point where the Infernos came out. I think the Inferno is really good here for Atom. The Chuggy Marauder is strong versus his deck, except for the Inferno. However, Sant isn't able to take that first missile, which gives Atom a lot longer to do what he wants. So that's very good for Atom here. But he does go into the air tower now that the Chuggy Marauder is out. We're going to see an Inferno very shortly. And Sant is not well set up to deal with this. Oh yeah, here it comes. This is going to be bad.
Oh, here it comes.
See you later, Chem Buggy. Oh, he bombs his own Harvester. I'll have to wait and see if that's relevant later on.
I mean, he could just go down with his Marauders at this point, probably.
Yeah, he could. It's unclear that he knows the Harvester has been bombed. I don't know if he has the vision to have seen that it's damaged. If he wasn't paying attention, he might not realize that the Harvester got bombed and might not know it's low. Sant is just getting completely pushed off the map here. Stank trades for Stank, but takes a couple of missiles, almost goes down. Sant just has nothing right now. Oh, and the Stank goes down to the fire as well. It's looking very bad for him. He needs to get back on the map, but the Inferno is just creating too much area denial. Doesn't quite take it out, and that's just gonna be game over. Atom takes this one. Block. Atom takes this one very comfortably. Very, very comfortable win there. Atom versus Sant. Both players locked into their faction choice now. So Sant won with his GDI in the first game, and Atom won with Nod in the second. So probably both players on the faction they're least comfortable with now. You've got to figure Sant prefers GDI and Atom prefers Nod, given how the games went. That's what's so interesting about this new rule. You know, you're getting people out of their comfort zone. People have to play a second deck. A lot of players in Rivals, I find, focus on a single faction. And the way the ladder ranks work kind of encourages this, because it tells you your rank for a faction, and it's very difficult to find... Like, your overall rank is only listed in one place, and at the end of the season, it's not recorded. So the game kind of pushes you towards this one faction play style by the way the ladder functions. But obviously, for a tournament like this, having a one faction play style is really going to hurt you, because you have to be competent with both factions if you're going to win the matches. So, having said that, the decks today, Sant is playing a weird 4-vehicle Chuggy deck, and Atom is on a really weird dog shock deck. You'd expect to see snipers in that spot instead of shocks. First missile's coming down though. Atom, complete control of this map.
Really good micro here.
Yeah, Sant's deck is also very weak to pit bulls. Like, he has stealth tanks that kill pit bulls and lasers, which pit bulls can run away from, and that's it. That's the only way he has to really answer pit bull. So I'm not a fan of Sant's deck. I guess technically Banshee can beat a pit bull 1v1, but you don't really want to be using Banshees to fight pit bulls. Like, only in a pinch.
Why does he move his stuff tank away? Okay, he still gets the Harvester.
He does manage to get back, but yeah, he almost loses it there to those missiles. Alright, so Sant with good map control now. We're seeing him set up the laser plus Chuggy thing, which is obviously what you want to be doing as this deck. Very similar to the missile Razorback, but obviously without flying. Shocks are going to go down pretty easily to this Chem Bogey, but they'll get a decent amount of damage on the lasers doing it. Wow, this stealth tank just gets annihilated by the double missile. But Sant is still looking very strong. He's got both pads. Chuggy makes that epic journey from top to bottom. Just
needs to
about in
block the top.
time. Top is blocked. Liang drone comes in. Classic Liang. Predator's going to win up top as well. It'll take a little while, but it is going to win that match. Stealth tank comes in, but that's not going to beat the Predator. That is not looking good. This stealth tank is going to go down. This laser's going to go down. Shocks now move bottom because the Chuggy was forced to go top. I think this is going to be it. That Liang drone is going to win Atom the game. And yes, that Liang, classic Liang drone. You hate to see it, or you love to see it, depending on how you feel about Liang. It's Meth versus MRM, game 1. So we're seeing Solomon versus Jade. Interesting choice here. I'm just saying about how Jade is a lot weaker on this map. Of course, it does have these 2 tib patches that are near the pads, but the base kill is not strong on this map. So why don't you take us through these decks, Boswell?
So yeah, from Mefoliax, we see the deck we have seen from him earlier. A very cheap deck to go for the Iron Cannon in the end. With his JJs, with the Pitbulls, of course. The Drone Swarm being pretty good on this map, I guess, because it gives GDI a bit more mobility. So you can get on the top right pad as well. The other side, we see MRM with the Jade deck. For Chem Warriors, as you said, Jade not too good on this map, but maybe can prove us wrong. But I totally agree, of course. Stealth tank and laser drones. Of course, he doesn't know his opponent plays GDI, and laser drones won't be too good. Stealth tank coming out here, chasing the Pitbull, and doesn't quite get it. But 3 shots is good enough, I guess.
Alright, so we're coming down to first missile here. MRM cannot get onto that middle pad. Oh, hang on. The stealth tank sneaking over to the left. No, Meth sees it and blocks. That's going to be a first missile for Meth. Very nice block there. Did see the stealth tank on the way. And a miscalculation emote from MRM. You love to see an emote. You love to see an emote used properly, right? I say properly. Most people are going to tell me that the proper way to use an emote is to BM, but it's nice to see MRM using an emote for its, you know, in a way that actually makes sense instead of just for BM.
That's true, yeah. So I slightly prefer Mefoliax deck here because the stealth tank from MRM, which is his best unit, I guess, doesn't have too many targets on Mefoliax deck. I mean...
Ooh, here comes a cat missile on that. Tip patch only gets the drone swarm, and this right here. Well, having said that, the timing, pushing Meth off the map actually ends up being very good. So I take it all back. That Jade missile was great. It didn't kill, it was just it was a tempo Jade missile. It didn't kill much, but it bought him a lot of time and space on the map. And I was really surprised not to see Meth fire an iron cannon back. Because he has 310 Tiberium and hasn't used an iron cannon yet. And he just got forced off by a Jade missile. And he has an iron cannon that could do the same thing. So really surprised to see the iron cannon not used at all there. But here we go, guys. We're into third missile. Obviously, the later the game gets, the better it gets for MRM, in my opinion, because the chems are so strong. Like, you can see these chems are just creating so much map control, and it's really hard for Meth to remove them with the stealth tanks protecting them. So I think what we need to see here is Meth fire off a well-timed iron cannon. Exactly. I think that's gonna have to be how he wins this game. A well-placed and well-timed iron cannon. I want to see an iron cannon not between the 2 chems, unless there's a unit in between them. Because I think that's too easy to dodge. But an iron cannon right now, oh, it's on the top chem, takes out just the chem, but again, the tempo is huge. Oh, and he snipes that stealth tank on going towards the top. He has no way to fight these venoms. Nothing to fight the venoms, and that's going to be game. MRM very comfortably reacts to that iron cannon. Doesn't make the mistake of trying to move the chems that he knows simply cannot survive an iron cannon on their face. But just goes for the dodge. And yeah, pretty comfortably takes out that third missile. So yeah, the Jade missile looking a lot stronger than the iron cannon there as a tempo play. So here we go, guys. Game 2. Mefoliax is on Nod. MRM is on GDI. MRM won with Nod last game, of course. So he is forced to play GDI here. Meth, I believe, was playing GDI but has switched to Nod now. That's correct, right? Because he hit the iron cannon. Alright, exactly. So we do see the Agent Shadow Fnatic aggro deck. Quite a lot of Agent Shadow decks today. MRM is on the, well, a weird variant of this Zaku APC. He's got Predator and no Pitbull. And then he's got Talon to make up for the lack of anti-air by not having Pitbull. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this. I think Pitbull's amazing. But Meth has only got 1 air unit, so it might work out nicely.
might look good for him here. You said we're seeing a lot of Agent Shadow decks. I mean, he is seated at #1 at the moment, and probably inspiring a lot of players with his deck choices.
I'm actually a little bit surprised we didn't see more of his Razorback Borka deck, because I think that deck is disgusting. MRM doesn't quite take down those missiles in time, and does lose that first missile to the wheel spam. I think that this is one of the issues as well, like MRM was struggling with the wheel spam but didn't have a Pitbull to tech switch into. So he's forced to go Talons and Orcas, which most of the time you want to go air against Nod anyway, but that's largely on the back of Drone Swarm being so good against them with the APC deck. With Talons, it's a lot easier for Nod to deal with your air. So here comes the first APC. APC, of course, very strong with Liang and in this matchup as well. The way that Meth needs to kill APC is by hitting it with Stealth Tank repeatedly. Obviously, this Stealth Tank had to kill the Orca instead. What MRM can do, however, after a Stealth Tank fires at an APC, he can Liang drone it. And unless Meth brings in a second Stealth Tank quickly, you can heal up enough that the Stealth Tanks can't finish it off. We don't see a Liang drone here, but that is always a danger when you're using the Stealth Tanks against the APCs. Oh, that Stealth Tank takes out that Orca, which misfired. Big cost there for MRM. And Mefoliak's looking very strong here. He's got that boosted Stealth Tank. He's got Fanatics on both other pads. Of course, it's so hard to clear that APC.
Getting on all the pads.
Yeah, it's so hard to clear that APC, and the missiles come down, but he does take out the unit's top. Alright, looks very good for Meth here. Yep, very dominant victory.
Oh.
It looked like MRM might have it for a second there, but then Mefoliak took out those missiles and takes it down. So that is going to be 1-1. Match point, Meth versus MRM on Middle Oasis. And I gotta say as well, Boswell, we've had a lot of games go to game 3 now because of this new rule. And I think that's really cool.
That's true, yeah.
Like a lot
really
closer
cool.
matches because people simply can't win twice with their comfort deck. Oh, and Meth goes dog first. This could block the Harvester if he's quick enough. Oh, doesn't quite get there. Doesn't quite get there. I believe if you go Harvester instantly, the other player cannot get there first with their Scout unit. But if you delay by even like half a second, the Scout unit can block you. It's very risky also to go Harvester first on Middle Oasis.
I mean, what you can always do is send your Harvester to the bottom pad, and then you're not able to block it.
That's normally what I do, yeah. I normally go for that bottom tile instead, because then it's closer to the pad if you need to pull it on. And I feel like, personally, it feels to me like it's a little bit easier to defend it down there. Because people can't just attack you from 2 angles. We're using the missile to block. Alright, so here we go, guys. We're approaching first missile. Oh, MRM is playing that Agent Shadow Borka deck. I like this deck a lot. I think it's very good on this map as well. However, having said that, Razorback is not the absolute tits on this map. Is the Pitbull going to get in time? It is, and it's going to flip! Oh, and the Razorback moves off as well. Not that it matters. The Foliax on all 3 pads. That single dog, hero dog, winning that missile.
Yeah.
I actually prefer...
missed the block on the bottom, I guess.
I prefer Meth's deck a lot on this map. Meth's deck is a true aggro deck. Lots of cheap, fast units that all work well on their own. MRM is playing a bit of a combined arms deck. He needs things to protect that Razorback. It's very difficult on this map to have multiple units in the same location all the time, because there's too many points of pressure. You have to fight for 3 different pads that are all split up and defend your Harvester that is in the middle of 2 of the pads. So I like having this split up deck that Meth has rather than more of a combined deck that MRM has. Also, Meth has the Talon to harass Razorbacks. He doesn't just have to use Pitbulls, which means that MRM has to make, you know... Well, I guess he can just make Pitbulls to fight Pitbulls and Talons, but it ends up being a little bit more awkward. Alright, so here we go. Second missile. MRM got good map control with this Razorback. Razorback should make it to the top pad in time. Maybe not. It's so slow. Oh, he has to use the Liang drone. And a nice Iron Cannon. Gets the draw. He gets everything. Amazing Iron Cannon. Wow. Really good Iron Cannon from Meth there. Why is that Iron Cannon? Dodges away with the jump jets. Moves back on after the Iron Cannon hits. Dominant Iron. Really fantastic Iron Cannon. Really cannot state enough. That was a perk. That was exactly what you want to see from an Iron Cannon. I am gonna get this game. Boswell, do you have the ability to quickly get this game loaded up? The best way to do it is to go... If you go to Alliances, Hell's Connection, Green Froze Profile. That might be the easiest way to do it.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Give me just a second.
No problem. So to enter the community tournament, guys, the Rivals Community Discord has a Legion Community Tournament section, and you go to that, and then there should be registration via the bot there. Sarpedon can give you more details.
I started the replay and stopped it at 0 seconds.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, start. Alright guys, so here we go. We've got Greeno on the right playing this Oksana deck with Inferno and Phantom. And on the left, Spark is playing a very similar deck. Actually, very similar decks on both sides. Both playing bomber decks, both playing an air-to-air unit. However, I think the Phantom is going to be probably going to be ahead of the Talon. Although Phantoms are a little bit weak to Talon spam. So, I don't know. Could be close. We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly, and we see a big mistake in the beginning from Spark here, as we said on the first map already. Want to move your Harvester in the beginning of the game to the 3 Tiberium pads. As you will see later in the game, the Harvester has to go all the way up to the other pad once his one pad is harvested all the way.
Ooh, nice block from Greeno there. Blocks out those rifles. That's going to be first missile for him. Spark can't get back on that pad. Spark also doesn't have his air... Neither player has their air tower open yet. Air tower very good on this map. And yes, as you say, Boswell, at some point in the game, I can't remember exactly when it is, but at some point in the game, that Harvest is going to have to move. And Greeno's downtime is going to be a couple of seconds, and Spark's is going to be like 15 seconds. Now, we'll have to wait and see when that happens and see if it's a big cost. Because if Spark doesn't have a lot of money when it happens, it could be a big cost. And his deck is expensive. So I think that's going to hurt him quite a lot.
Exactly. At this point, Greeno already ahead.
Yeah, and Greeno already has the Infernos out. Oh, Inferno gets that Pitbull. Very nice. Get the 2-range bomb. Yeah, Greeno looking very strong at the moment. Inferno is out. Spark is struggling to deal with this Inferno. Really needs to make that Talon. He's kind of locked into all these infantry units, and Inferno is just having its best day ever. This Inferno is just completely uncontested, just bombing away.
Here comes the Talon spam finally, and the Harvester has to move now. As you can see, it takes an eternity to move up there.
Alright, so Phantom comes out to take down that Talon. Talons are actually having a big impact here, though. Oh, but the Inferno gets onto the bottom. Phantom takes out Talon at the top. And Greeno takes it quite comfortably. Congratulations. Congratulations to Greeno for that first win. Sorry about that, guys. That wasn't my fault that we had issues with that first game. Not a fake ready like last time. And here we go, guys. Greeno versus Spark. Greeno, of course, won with Nod. He's forced into GDI. Greeno, though, is he's comfortable with either faction. I don't think Greeno is struggling. I don't think he has a comfort faction. I think he's happy with both.
Yeah, he's such an experienced tournament player.
Yep.
He knows that you have to be with both factions, the counter to everything. I think he's very versatile on decks.
So here we see Porker Razorback from Greeno. He's got a Slingshot Pitbull as well, which is very unusual to see. I don't really like Slingshot that map on this map. Spark playing a Chuggy Scorpion deck, very unusual. Very nice deck though. I like Spark's deck, but unfortunately, Spark's deck is the kind of deck that looks like like before Razorback came out, this was a decent deck, right? But these days, people just Razorback and Borker you. And that's what you need to be ready to fight. And that's what Greeno's going to do. He's going to just Razorback Borker you. And it's so hard to beat that with these ground-based War Factory decks.
Exactly.
Having said that...
I mean, Chuggy's doing a good job.
Yep. Chuggy's doing a great job here. Greeno just being kind of shut down by this Chuggy. Greeno, of course, went 3 buildings that first missile. Spark only had to go 2. That is a big cost. Spark's units were cheaper. He had these rifles. The Chuggy cleaned up all the rifles. Greeno was unable to go Razorback to clean up the opposing rifles in time. Does end up losing the first missile. Based on the fact he just hasn't got as many units on the pad, and those missiles went down to that Chuggy. So, the thing is, the later the game gets, the more favored Greeno becomes, because his deck is much better late game than Spark's. As we get to the stage of the game where Greeno can afford to spam Borkers, it becomes very hard for Spark to win at that point. So, if Spark loses second missile, I think Greeno's going to win third. But the second missile is pretty close. Either player can win. Oh, but he's going for the Chuggy. Oh my god, he's got 2 clouds. Can he get the third? Oh my god, 3 clouds and a Ken buggy. Oh, it's not quite game, but effectively, that's effectively game over. Here comes the Borka. Cleans up that tank, but there's no way Greeno can stop Spark from firing a catalyst missile at some point. Here come the bikes. That's game over. Wow, nicely played from Spark. Very nice. Excellent play from Spark to shut that game down before he got weak. Because as I was saying, I think he gets weaker the later the game goes, but just ending the game immediately. Very nice play there from Spark. Really, really nicely done. Here we go. Greeno versus Spark. Match point.
Greeno bringing Dr. Liang here.
New objective available.
Under in the game. Oh, we see Borka from both players. Both know about the immense power of the Borka.
I do genuinely like. I've said this a lot on my stream, but I think the Borka is just an obnoxious unit. Like, I genuinely believe this unit should be nerfed. Potentially just nerfed into the dumpster, because I believe the unit is so toxic that it just makes the game worse by virtue of existing. That's my take on it anyway.
Copycat says my voice is a little off sync.
Unit lost.
Yep.
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't worry about that too much. I think it's just because you're using your like laptop webcam, which isn't great, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Greeno with the Razorback
Okay.
takes that first missile pretty comfortably. Very nice play there. Razorback doing what Razorback does best, cleaning up the map. Spark, of course, playing Talon instead of Razorback, which should give him some good game against an early Razorback. Unfortunately, Spark went into War Factory Barracks, which traditionally is what you want to do against a GDI player, but meant that he couldn't make Talon for that first Razorback, which is really the ideal unit. So he does lose that first missile to the Razorback. Greeno hasn't even built his War Factory yet. He doesn't even care. He's just playing Razorback missile. Very happy to just be doing that.
Such a strong combination Razorback missile, and here comes the first Borka to take care of these missile troops.
Yeah, Greeno, a little bit of a blocking, but not enough. 1 missile troop goes down, 2 missile troops go down. Slingshot from Greeno to counter the Borka. Interesting choice. Not sure how good this slingshot's going to be against the wave of pitbulls coming in. Spark takes complete map control off that Borka, but it's not going to be quite enough. Here comes the Borka. Is it going to bomb this slingshot to death? Oh, no, it doesn't. Slingshot takes it down, giving Greeno complete map control. And I think that's going to be game. Yes, it is. Just about. Spark almost takes that bottom pad, but not quite in time. And that, I believe, means it's 2-0 to Greeno. We're also seeing a GDI mirror for this first game. Beast, of course, has those 2 comfort decks. Both very aggressive decks. Beast loves to play aggro. Yeah. Oh, wow. He's playing the Razorback Borka deck. He's playing the Ancient Shadow deck. Interesting. I do think this deck is insanely good.
He plays it with Lieutenant Strongarm, which is a surprise to me.
Yes, that's true. I think Beast has told me he hates Liang. So just like refuses to play it.
Fair enough, though.
I mean, he is hurting himself obviously by doing that.
Yeah, of course. And being so strong with the steals. Okay, and we're seeing a classical rifle war. Lapatka pushing just a little back, but here comes the Razorback as expected. The other side we have the Pitbull as the immediate counter.
Of course, Pitbull, as those of you who have played against Razorback will know, simply making a Pitbull does not stop the Razorback. It still kills all your infantry, and then missiles show up to stop your Pitbull. And you see here, this Razorback is not dead. Most of the infantry is gone. The missiles are moving in to deal with the Pitbull. Beast may be waiting a little bit too long. Oh, wow, Lapatka doesn't block these missiles. That's huge. Missiles get onto that top pad. Liang drone on the left, though, and Beast is not retargeting with the missiles. Big misplay from Beast here. Goes for a Pitbull. APC's going to take out the missiles. Not in time. Beast takes that first missile. No surprise to see the Razorback take first missile, honestly. Pretty standard to see the Razorback player winning first missile off the back of Razorback. Now, Lapatka has these APCs. That's going to be his best unit. APC plus Liang is going to be what makes him win this game if he wins it. Beast has the Borka to counter. But as I was saying much earlier in the tournament, APC has this weird way of kind of half countering Borka, because you have to bomb the whole APC. You can't just go past the Borka APC and blow it up. You have to sit there and bomb the whole thing to get the APC plus the missiles. So the APC kind of trades for a Borka volley, which actually, it's not really a counter per se, but it is one of the stronger units against Borka because of that. Well, I say stronger unit, you know what I mean. As a ground unit goes, it does better against Borka than any non-tech unit pretty much, because it doesn't just die instantly like everything else does. But we don't see Borka from Beast yet. He's completely broke. Here you see the strength of the APC. This APC is tanking 2 Pitbulls with that Liang drone, and it's just killed one of them as well. Like, Pitbull beats APC 1v1. You add a Liang drone in, it can kill one against 2 Pitbulls. And you see, Lapatka has complete map control. These APCs just will not die. And Beast keeps making Pitbulls. I think this is a mistake from Beast. He clearly is not winning this fight, right? Like, how many times do your Pitbulls need to fail to beat an APC before you change and make your Borka? And, like, clearly the APCs aren't going to stop coming. So you need to switch it up. You can't just make Pitbulls.
Now, when he has like 3 Pitbulls at this moment, once he kills one of these APCs, the immediate counter to the Pitbulls is out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Being the missile troops, so totally right. The Borka is here.
Here comes the Borka. Great choice from Beast. He's going to bomb his own Pitbull though. Oof, not the best Borka run. Takes out his own Pitbull, doesn't even kill off the APC. Wow, kills a bunch of his own rifles as well. Honestly, that was one of the worst Borka runs of all time. He basically just killed his own stuff. And now the Borka's going to go down, and Beast can't afford a new one. This is not looking good for Beast. Lapatka with very good control of the APCs everywhere. I think this is over. I don't think
this is probably
Lapatka,
it, yeah.
I don't think Beast can do anything. Yeah, and I think that really came down to that first Borka run was very bad. Very bad Borka run. So Lapatka does take it down. Congratulations to Lapatka. Game 2, Beast versus Lapatka. Lapatka, of course, on Nod. Beast, interestingly, has gone to Nod, even though the deck he had on GDI, I think, was very good against what Lapatka often plays. So I wonder if this is because he wants... I know that Beast plays these laser drones. Maybe that's why he's playing it, because he wants to play laser drones.
Oh yeah, might be clever here. He plays the laser drones, you're totally right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, Beast plays these 2 decks, right? Well, actually, I was surprised he Razorback Borka because he doesn't usually play that as one of his decks, but he has these comfort decks. This is his Nod comfort deck. It contains laser drones, so maybe because he knew he was playing against Nod, he was like, I'm going to play my laser drone deck.
I can totally see that. So, what do we have here? Laser drones, of course, a very good counter to these wheels, and they are having a little dance. Laser drones obviously don't want to get targeted by the lasers. Lasers don't want to get targeted by the militants. So they're having a typical little dance here. Nice switching back and forth from both players at this moment. And wheels going on the top pad. Here come the next laser drones. And the first missile is about to fire. I really like the laser drones here because they can fly over to the right pad. And he has a Phantom though to stop those. And it looks pretty good for Lapatka, I think. No chance to get back on the pad. Needs to move the lasers on the bottom. Yeah, perfectly done by him. And yeah, first missile pretty easily secured for Lapatka here. I really like the micro, like the decision by going Phantom. I mean, it's a big investment, but it paid out. Because Phantom for like 100 Tiberium is really expensive to get rid of those laser drones. But he might know that Beast also plays some other air units. It's not totally useless at this point. And we have a Inferno and a second Inferno coming in immediately.
Yeah, of course, these
Beast manages.
These Infernos are going to do a lot of work here for Lapatka. Beast with that 1 stealth tank, trying to hunt down an Inferno as it's running away. This is the classic thing. Whenever people play stealth tank versus Inferno, I think the Inferno side is favored, and this is why. Because the Inferno can make this, like, retreating movement. It can bomb and retreat. Wow, the stealth tank gets seen by the lasers, and the Inferno bombs it. And Beast's Harvester is AFK. How long has this thing been AFK for?
Way too long, definitely.
Beast is completely broke because his Harvester just isn't doing anything. Oh, how does he not see it? I know that different players play the game. Oh, I think Beast just surrenders. Maybe he saw the Harvester and realized what happened. But yeah, I know that different players play the game in different ways and so on. So like maybe he doesn't have. Maybe the way he plays the game, he focuses on specific things and didn't see that Harvester. But I mean, it was right in the middle of the map, right? Like, how can you be microing your units around that area without noticing?
Yeah.
Here he is, guys. First appearance in the tournament. Agent Shadow. And also, I believe, Great Boy's first appearance. 2 players deep in the winner's bracket. Solomon taking on Oksana. So let's see what decks we've got here. Ooh, interesting. So it's a red deck with Hammerhead instead of Talon. And then on Agent Shadow's side, we've got the Fnatic Stank deck. Fnatic Stank with Shade, his classic favorite deck.
What do you think of the Harvester move Great Boy made here?
I like
Why
it.
does he move his Harvester to the
I like it. I think the distance between those 2 spots is the same. Sometimes people rush. Agent's not going to do it, but sometimes people rush you. And if your Harvester's in an unexpected location, it's a lot easier to defend it. I think that spot is slightly easier to defend. I think on Castaway, people rarely go for Harvester pressure anyway, because the Harvesters are in weird spots. But that spot is easier to defend than the other one, in my opinion, because it's below your spawn point. And your units generally head from your base to the pads. So your units that are reinforcing the pads are automatically going to walk past anything that goes for your Harvester. Whereas at the top, you kind of have to make a detour. But it's a very small issue. It doesn't really make a big difference.
When the staff tank gets off the shots onto the Pitbull,
Doesn't quite finish it.
taking him down.
I'm not sure if that's good or bad for Agent here. It probably doesn't make a difference. Wow, Agent's Fanatics are absolutely dominating this map. And Great Boy's forced to go Air Tower to deal with them, but there's already a staff tank and bikes incoming. Agent has this one completely locked up. Yep. Takes first missile very easily.
Staff tank still lives.
Yep. This is a very
Tank
normal...
and Fnatic, such a good combo.
Yeah, this is a very normal thing to see as well. GDI has to go triple building first, triple building first missile. It sucks going triple building first missile, which is why Nod is so much stronger in the early game than GDI, because Nod decks tend to be War Factory Barracks, and GDI decks tend to be 2-2-2, and need all of their buildings. I think, actually, if you're Great Boy, because his deck is so cheap, he has the dogs and the rifle, as he can afford to go triple building. I think Great Boy isn't making enough dogs, though. He's making a lot of these drone swarms. I think dogs would serve the same purpose for half the price. Agent would still have to use stealth tanks and bikes to kill them. You can't just ignore them on the Fanatics, but they cost half as much. But he's using all these drone swarms. He's completely broke. Agent just dominates that game.
Good dominant play here.
Yeah, and that is often... You often see this. You often see this when Agent plays Nod against GDI. He just makes Stealth Tank Fnatic. That's it. Agent Shadow versus Great Boy. Agent Shadow playing GDI this time. Wants to get both his faction wins in ASAP. Even though it is a best of 5. So interesting to see how he's gone with that. Might be also based on the map. This map is very good for his GDI deck. So, but then again, so was Castaway actually. Both those maps were great for his GDI deck. So I think he's maybe just trying to get his faction wins in now so he can play whatever he wants next game. I think I like that strategy. If the map was heavily Nod favored, I'd be interested to see if Agent had gone GDI anyway, but since it's a map where GDI is good, it's hard to tell. Oh, and here we see some dirty pop capping from Agent Shadow. We saw a little bit last game as well, but not too much, because he did finish off the rifles with the wheels. Now we're seeing proper nasty pop capping.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, on this map, on all the maps where the pads are so close together, the deck Agent Shadow is playing right now is so strong because of the Razorback taking care in the early game and the Borka in the end, in the late game, so with units very good on close pads.
Interesting to see Agent go Pitbull instead of going into the Razorback. Normally the reason that the pop capping is so good is the Razorback sweeps up everything that's left over. But he went Pitbull instead, so that didn't happen. Oh no, the Liang drone! Liang drone survives a Pitbull shot long enough as well. You hate to see that. Even with a counter, he still can't deal with the Liang drone in time. I think Great Boy actually slightly missmicroed his Pitbull. I think it would have been there in time to kill the Liang drone, but I think there was a slight missmicro, which cost him some time, and that's why it didn't arrive in time. So Agent does take that first missile.
Totally expected him to be in time as well, so I think there might have been a misplay, slight misplay.
Yeah.
2 Pitbulls, very good against what Great Boy brings here, and here comes the Razorback to get rid of those jet troopers. Oh, what is this? Pulling his
accidental harvester pull, I think. He immediately moved it back. So yeah, slight miss micro. But yeah, here we see the classic Razorback plus Pitbull. Generally speaking, the way most Razorback decks work is you make a Razorback and then you make a unit that kills their thing that kills your Razorback. So in this spot, his Agent's going for Pitbulls. because he wants to kill the hammerheads and the pitbulls. If it was just pitbulls, Agent would be making just missiles. So here comes the missiles. Now, obviously, Agent's deck is slightly different because in that third anti-something slot, he's instead playing Bork. He's playing like Borka Hammerhead. That's his last 2 units. But yeah, not a lot to be said here. Agent completely dominant on this map. Like, he just has complete control. And I think Agent's deck is just so much better than Great Boy's, honestly. Especially for that map. That map where Iron Cannon is okay, but not amazing, and he can't afford it. And he just can't beat Pitbull plus Razorback. Here we go. Agent taking on Great Boy. Match point. Agent, if he wins this one, wins the whole set. So, pretty intense game here, guys. Great Boy. This is the winner's bracket, though. Great Boy is not out of the tournament. Not out of the tournament if he loses this.
The Great Boy doing a good job so far in this tournament, but against Agent Shadow, he is having a rough time now.
Yeah, I mean everyone has a rough time against Agent Shadow, so no bad feelings there, you know, like no shame.
Not. Definitely not. What is this Harvester positioning from both players here?
Yeah, really weird Harvester positioning from both players. Great Boy's Harvester is in a position which indicates to me that he wants to go 2 Harvester, but his deck clearly doesn't want to go 2 Harvester. That doesn't make any sense. Agent's Harvester positioning potentially is so it's closer to the pad, or potentially it's so that in the mid-game his Harvester can move down and be more protected. Maybe he doesn't want the Harvester moving towards the pad in the late game. Although normally in the late game you want your Harvester near the pad, so I think he's done it to have access to a Harvester pull. I think that's what he's doing. It obviously is, it's risky, because Great Boy's playing mutants as well, so Great Boy can push it a lot easier when it's in that position. This deck from Great Boy is also very weird, but this is his favorite deck. I've seen him play this deck a lot. Here comes first missile. Mutants are on the middle. Nothing's on the top right, though. Ooh, excuse me. Great Boy just about gets on there. Holds the middle with the mutants and Buggy. Buggy in a gun. However, the Stealth Tank takes down the Buggy. The mutants can't hold against this Fanatic. I don't see how Great Boy takes this one. These double Fanatics with the Stealth Tank behind is going to be too strong. Here comes the Drill Pod. Ooh, Stank misfires slightly. Drill Pod top, but it's not going to be enough. Double Fanatic counters it. Very heads-up play from Agent to move over there. And there we go. Agent takes first missile.
A very good dancing with his Staff Tank in the middle, where he secured his entrance to the middle pad, but not taking too much shots with his Staff Tank. Buying enough time to have this Fanatics go on the pad, so a very good play here. It requires a lot of micro at this point. Obviously, he can bring that to the table. Fanatic Staff Tank just doing their job, as we've seen before. Strong. And boys finding the right answers here. At this point, it's really hard, I guess. Maybe he should have gone for laser drones a lot earlier, because...
Yeah, I think so. I think so, because they're good against the Stealth Tanks and the Fanatics can't deal with them. So yeah, I think so. But Agent, absolutely dominant there. Absolutely classic Agent, completely dominant, as always.
As we said before, Grey Boy not out of the tournament, still in the loser bracket now, so has his chance to get into the top 3 or even win the tournament, of course.
Alright guys, here we go.
So
Copycat versus N7N7. It is 1-0 to Copycat. So, we've got Liang versus Strong Arm. What do you make of these decks, Boswell?
2, 1. New
I'm
objective
just a little ahead. You're just a little ahead, so I see them right now. Okay, we have Copycat with the Liang deck, Razorback, Mohawk, I really like those, and a Predator tank. And 7 going with a deck we might have seen before, I guess. I'm not exactly sure who is in favor here. Of course, the Borka did a great job earlier in this tournament for a lot of decks, but I don't see how he plays against the Mohawk. I imagine he does not have the right answer to the Mohawk here.
Building online.
His only answer is the Pitbulls, but as you might know, Pitbulls lose to a Mohawk not heavily, but they lose. So if he just goes for the Mohawk spam, he should be fine at this game. And first missile is far away from firing, actually. We have a lot of stall time. Stall time probably better for N7 here since he has the Borka. Or if Copycat manages to realize that his Mohawk is so good in this game, maybe it's true because he has more time to figure this out.
Alright, so here we go. First missile's getting close. Copycat with the Mohawk on top. I don't think this Mohawk beats the Pitbull. Oh, the Pitbull's shooting the Razorback. I think that the Mohawk easily wins with the Pitbull targeting the wrong thing. Drone Storm is not going to take out both missiles in time. Should be missile for Copycat here. There it is. Copycat takes that first missile with the Razorback Mohawk combo. Very nice play there.
So I was just saying that 7 and 7 doesn't has a good answer to the Mohawks. Maybe just a Mohawk spam is the way to go here.
Yes, that's true. N7 playing one of these Pitbull only decks as anti-air, so he is a little bit weak. In fact, Pitbull is the only thing that shoots up very weak to anti-air. Surprised to see Drone Swarm and Shock and Dog.
Slings is a little bit of an overcommitment, but one goes down anyway. And he plays, even this far into the game, he plays the Rifleman. Like we said before, it's not everyone does this, but of course it's really good. Because the unit is cheap doesn't mean it's bad at this situation. He's low on Tiberium anyway, so he's happy to save up some of those.
N7 with good map control here. He has managed to clear those air units. I'm a little bit surprised to see Copycat going into the Predator. I feel like just Mohawk would have been good enough. If your opponent's only showing you Pitbulls, there's no reason to tech switch. You can just make Mohawks. Here we go. Copycat's on the pads. Jump jets get on. No, they don't. Jump jets don't get on into. Wow, I really thought they were going to get there. Wow, and that's it. Copycat takes it down. Really surprised to see those jump jets not get on the pad in time. Must have been skirting the edge of the pad. Guys, first game, Copycat versus Greeno. Greeno on the strong arm, Copycat on Liang. So both players playing that GDI. Let's have a look at these decks. There it is, guys. We've got a Slingshot Borka Razorback deck against the same deck from Copycat as last game. So the differences here are Borka from Greeno versus Predator Mohawk. So Borka Pitbull versus Predator Mohawk. Very interesting here. Again, Greeno, he has this slingshot now, which is very good. But so does Copycat. But Borka can beat slingshot, whereas Mohawk can't really. But, I don't know, it's hard to say, man. It's hard to say who's favored on deck. I think I would rather be the guy with Borka, especially on this map. Borka is just so strong. I think it's hard to ever favor the guy who doesn't have an Orca Bomber. So we're going towards this first missile. Greeno has that ever-elusive defender's advantage. He's going to win this first rifle war. The Copycat is forced to tech switch into the Razorback. Normally, it's very hard to punish a Razorback tech switch. Slingshot is one of the few units that can do it. However, it's not quick enough. It isn't there in time. Not even by a little bit. It's miles away. Copycat even uses a Liang drone to secure, which is probably a waste of Tiberium given how far ahead he was. And yeah, Greeno dominates that first missile with... Copycat dominates that first missile with the Razorback. Greeno now looking to go Pitbull, probably, to run down this Razorback. No, he's not building anything. Very surprising to see Greeno do nothing here. Doesn't want to overcommit, maybe. He wants to wait and see what he should do next. Predator comes out from Copycat. Very aggressive Predator. All that's on the field so far is this Slingshot. Not sure this Predator makes any sense. Slingshot moves down away from the Predator a little bit. Greeno really saving money. Doesn't want to do anything here. Looks like he wants to save up for a couple of Borkas as a surprise against Copycat. But I mean, I guess, yeah. Some Borkas to kill this tank, followed by the Slingshot coming in. That looks like what's going to happen. So here comes the Borka. It's moving across. It's going to bomb this Predator. Slingshot should follow up. There it is. Slingshot follows up. Oh, he doesn't finish the Predator, though, and Slingshot takes a shot. Wow, and the Predator's still alive. Predator sneaks around. It could take out this Slingshot here. This could be huge. There it goes. Slingshot goes down. Slingshot from Copycat taking out these Borkas. And there it is, guys. Copycat takes it. Thanks to an ineffective bombing run from Greeno. Definitely big misplays there from Greeno. Living up to his name of Green Throw, throwing that game. And yeah, I'm not sure why the game's lagging there. But there we go, guys. Copycat does take that first game.
Go.
And yeah. Alright, here we go, guys. Copycat, of course.
Needs to play Nod.
Yeah, of course, he is on Nod here. Greeno playing GDI again. Interesting. Probably going to see Borka from Greeno again.
Oh, wow, we
Wow.
see a rockworm.
Rockworm Flame Tank
What do you
from
think of this
Copycat.
try?
And Greeno playing this old school Agent Shadow style Sniper Borka thing. Well, interestingly enough, Copycat does have that Phantom to go with his tech units. And Rockworm is decent versus Borka because it can dive after the Borka starts firing. So, yeah,
totally
very
see that,
interesting.
yeah. That-
Very interesting.
Comes the second harvester for Copycat. Obviously, he wants to get out his worm as soon as possible.
Yeah, Flooded Fields, of course, a pretty good tech map as well. Those harvesters are reasonably well defended. They're close to your base. Quite hard to pressure them effectively. Greeno goes into the snipers here. Taking care of these lasers. Bikes come out from Copycat. Don't think Copycat's going to get much stall here. This is probably about as much as we're gonna see. I think this missile's just gonna fire now. Copycat with the block. Oh, so Greeno with the blocks on the dogs as well. There it is. First missile, 105. Not bad. Not amazing. You know, Copycat got like 10 seconds or so of stall, which is all he really wants. Triple bike comes out from Copycat here. Might be an overcommitment on bikes, especially since this is a Predator to fight.
Definitely.
Although they're doing a pretty good job. There's so many of them. But here comes the Liang. Makes that Predator basically indestructible. Is it going to go down?
Ooh, does he get it?
No, of course
Pretty
not.
close, but
Of course not. Not against Liang. But Rockworm is out now. And Greeno does not have the money for an Orca Bomber right now. He needs 160. Ooh. This is going to be a big problem. This Rockworm is going to dominate the battlefield until that Orca Bomber comes out. And even then, Copycat just needs to respond to a Phantom. Here comes the Orca Bomber.
The Orca Bomber.
Is Copycat going to... Yes, Copycat does pop up. Is he going to burrow again immediately? Yes, he does. Very nice play. This is how you beat the Borka. Here comes the Phantom as well. I'm not fancying Greeno's chances here. I think Copycat might have this one. Snipers are going to go down to this Rockworm. Orca's going to go down to the Phantom, maybe. Copycat doesn't move the Phantom in time. Here we go. Cleans it up. Takes out the Pitbull bottom. Flame Tank comes out for some reason. Greeno just about gets on that pad in time. Oh my god, this is looking pretty close. Oh, and Copycat, what are you doing with your Flame Tank? Oh my god, Copycat!
What did he do there?
And he hasn't moved his Rockworm either. Oh wow.
What a throw.
What a throw. Although Greeno with the green throw with the Liang drone at the end would have been able to take it. Right. Copycat versus Greeno, of course Nod Mirror. Oh, and Copycat, I like this. Copycat is playing Jade. I think, obviously because he wants chems. I think he's anticipating Greeno playing Fanatics because that's what Greeno does on Nod. But yes, he has gone chems, but Greeno has not gone Fanatics. Greeno has gone for Confessor. Wow. Did not see that coming. But yeah, Copycat's gone for laser drones and chems, which are both very good against Nod. So very good choices. But Greeno has not gone Fanatics. He's instead going Confessor and Venom Shade. So yeah, both decks pretty strong versus Nod. So I'm really interested to see how this goes.
I'm not sure about... Don't see Confessor a lot in high-level play, but
pretty much just less QQ
I think the only
plays it.
player who plays it on ladder is less QQ,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
So I'm not sure how good it is.
I mean, they
You
can
don't
be
see a
very
lot of people
strong.
play
I mean, if your deck doesn't have a good anti-infantry vehicle, they can be a nightmare to deal with. And Copycat just doesn't. And Greeno got a lot of stall here. Copycat, I don't know if he... I mean, you've got to think that Greeno's playing tech after he's just sat there doing nothing with control of the middle pad for like a minute. So if I was Copycat, I would have got the read that my opponent was trying to stall the missile, and I would have gone chems sooner. Especially since you're playing Jade, right? So you can win first missile and then bomb the base. So I would have gone chems a little sooner.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Copycat, of course, he doesn't know if his opponent plays tech or not, but his deck is definitely fast deck who wants to win the first two missiles. So
Yep.
no matter what your opponent brings, it's always better to push the missiles as fast as possible.
Greeno takes that first missile with that drill pod. He was in pretty comfortable position anyway, but drill pod secures it. And now we're going to see some Confessors, I think. We're only about 60 Tiberium off of a Confessor. I don't know if Copycat can beat it. I mean, he has Jade Missile. He can always Jade Missile a Confessor, but you have to cloud it first to guarantee the explosion is going to hit it. Which means you have to move your Confessor. You have to move your chems up to and stand next to a Confessor long enough to put a cloud on it. Which means you're going to take some damage. Yeah, here we go. So he's going double chem against these Confessors. Double chem should beat the Confessor pretty easily. But the Confessor, well, it takes out one of the chem squads. Yeah, it does. It takes it down without the second one taking too much damage. Venom comes in to support. Shade is really the key unit here, I think. Shade is what's causing Copycat the most problems. Because Copycat is trying to play this ground-based deck against Shade Venom, and that's what's really hurting him. Ooh, nice. He gets both the Shades here, but the Stealth Tank without the Fanatic boost just takes forever to reload. Finally reloads and takes out this Venom. In comes a new Venom and a new Shade. There goes the Stealth Tank. Lasers are going to go down to this Venom. New Stealth Tank comes in, takes out the Shade, but he can't kill either of these Venoms. Chems need to go bottom. Chems are going bottom. Are they going to get there in time? Does Greeno block? He doesn't get the block! Wow, he doesn't get the block. And now Copycat is in commanding position. He's going to win 2 pads. Chems on the top. This should be it. I think Copycat takes this missile. There it is, guys. The missed block costs Greeno that missile. And now Copycat maybe goes for the base kill. Looks like he's trying to sneak around. Oh, yeah, here we go. Cat missile on the Confessors. Very nice. Gets the missiles as well. Wow, Copycat looking pretty strong right now.
Oh. Just manages to get the second missile. Be close though. I think the Shade is very good against the Staff Tank because once the EMP hits and the Staff Tank is slowed down, you can take it down pretty easily, but so far he didn't manage to get this.
Of course, the EMP only reduces attack speed, doesn't affect movement speed.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so you can EMP a stealth tank and then volley it before it can, like, you can move into a defensive stealth tank, which normally you can't do with an air unit because of your EMP. But Greeno still sticking with his air-based plan. Copycat trying to fight it, but doesn't have the money for the stealth tank right now. Oh, and there's the drill pod. Bikes move to block, but it's not going to be enough. They waste the volley on the flames, not shooting that Venom. Oh, it's going to be close. These chems are going down on the bottom right. They just about make it there in time. But the bike is dying to the Venom because Copycat didn't retarget. And look at this, man. The saw and the chem goes down too soon and just too much air spam. Nod's traditionally very weak to this Venom Shade combo. And that is going to be it. Greeno takes it thanks to playing a slightly superior Nod versus Nod deck, I would say. Here we go, guys. The first game, Agent Shadow versus Alicia Destiny. Arguably the 2 best players in the game. Alicia Destiny on the right, Agent Shadow on the left, both playing Oksana. We're on Battlefield, and wow, look at this. Almost an exact mirror match. Both players going Air Rockworm. Alicia playing Wheels as her only War Factory unit. Very strange to see that. Agent playing Venom instead as his other anti-infantry unit. Neither player with Fanatics. It's hard to say that anyone's favored in this matchup because the decks are almost exactly the same. I don't think the Wheel versus Venom is going to be a relevant difference in the decks. So I think this is basically going to be just an exact mirror match almost. Both players double harvest a blind. But here come the Wheels. There's a very early tech switch into Wheels. It'll be interesting to see if these are better or worse than the Venom. I think they're going to be slightly better because they kill rifles almost as quickly. But they go down. I guess they go down to Shade. Whereas the Venom only goes down to Phantom. I don't know. This is very interesting. Hard to say. I guess the Venom can 1v1 lasers, so that's a big deal as well. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
The early games, I really like the Wheels, but of course you have to consider that you have to spend 40 to open the War Factory here.
Yeah, except that it's effectively 10. It's effectively 10 rather than 40 because you get a rebate of 30 on your tech lab. Alright, so first Rockworm is out for both players. Agent's Rockworm is out slightly earlier, and therefore he's able to go straight for the Harvesters. As people know, if you guys have played these tech mirrors or you've seen the Titan deck mirrors, the player who wins is usually the one who makes more tech units. So getting the Harvester kills is very important. But look at this, Alicia aggressively dodging with her Harvesters. Very nice play from Alicia. Wins the first Rockworm mirror, so now she's up 2 Rockworms to 1. Agent maybe has gone too aggressively after these Harvesters. Oh, and that Rockworm almost goes down.
Takes that hit.
Agent needs this pop-up damage to finish off this Harvester, I think. There he is. He gets it. That's a big deal. He gets the extra 80 Tiberium. This is going to buy him another Rockworm.
No. She denied it. She
denied it? Oh, wow. That's huge. Although Alicia's had to move... She's had to move her Harvesters around so much at the moment that actually she's still behind. Like, she's still down 1 Rockworm, which is a big deal. Oh, wow. Alicia has the luxury of going after this Harvester. Agent does not. Agent lost that first missile. Does he realize he's about to lose the game? He has a rockworm on the harvester.
He knows it.
Does he know? Does he know that? I don't know if he does, because he's about to lose the game and he still has a rockworm AFK. Oh my god, this is crazy. Phantom just about gets there in time. Alicia takes out both of Agent's harvesters, which is a luxury she can afford because she won that first missile. Wow, I think Alicia's going to win this one. Agent's going to run out of money here.
Wow.
Oh my god, but the rockworm top goes down instantly. Wow, and Agent takes the missile because that rockworm just got annihilated. But again, both players pretty low on money here. Alicia slightly behind in the... Well, actually, yeah, Alicia slightly behind in the rockworm mirror because she has a half-life rockworm to Agent's full hit point rockworm. Wow, these rockworm mirrors are absolute nonsense. I'm so glad I'm watching this and not playing it because I cannot imagine how miserable this must be to play. Alicia goes for the harvester again. Doesn't get it.
Again like this before.
Yeah, this game is nuts. Wow, there it goes, and Alicia gets that harvester there. She is pretty stacked on cash, but has a bunch of lasers that she can't make units.
Oh, okay, but Agent Shadow still has his rockworm up. Brings another rockworm in.
Yeah, Alicia can afford rockworms, but Alicia can afford the rockworms, but hasn't got the pop cap for them. Agent can't afford rockworms, but has a ton of pop cap. Oh, here it comes. This is the final deciding fight. Oh, the rockworm doesn't kill the Agent's rockworm. There it goes. It finally takes it down. The Agent has a full hit point rockworm top. Phantom goes to contest. New rockworm from Agent comes in. This is going to clear up Alicia's rockworm. That's a huge problem for Alicia. She can't contest. Lasers at the top.
Oh.
Lasers are going down to the bottom. I think Agent's got it. He's going to take the top pad and the bottom pad. An Agent is going to be the worm master here. Wow, and there it is. Agent, Worm King Prime, takes the game. What a surreal game. That was so weird.
What was this, man?
Here we go, guys. 1-0 to Agent Shadow. Game 2. Alicia Destiny sticking with not Agent going for his GDI win now.
3, 2,
Probably going for a Borka, right?
objective received.
It
He's
looks
not.
like he's not. Wow, this is surprising.
It's really surprising to me.
Yeah, and Alicia's switched the bikes into... the shade into bikes. Probably because she knows she's unlikely to be going up against Nod again. So she wants that light air answer. Interesting, very interesting deck from Agent. I feel like... I mean, maybe... I've heard that jump jets are meant to be good against Rockworm, but they still get 2-shot by it, so I'm not sure about that. I think this Rockworm is going to be dominant, but we'll see.
As we've seen before, the Rockworm can dodge the Borka shots. Just take one shot and burrow yourself, and might be fine. But I think Borka would have been better here. But who am I to judge? Agent's deck choice. Right?
Yeah, I'm surprised not to see the Borka deck. Anyway, Alicia goes double harvester. Agent gets first missile easily, as is normally the case against double harvester. Alicia doesn't have the pop cap to contest. So Alicia now is going to sit back and wait for that Rockworm, probably. It's still a fair ways away from it, though. It's a pretty fast first missile, less than a minute. Temple of Nod is not open yet. There goes the air tower. So she still needs, what is it, 100 and... How much is a Rockworm? Is it 110, 120, 130? I can't remember now. 120.
20.
Okay, so she's actually pretty close to Rockworm now. Another 20 Tiberium, but she is pop-capped as well. Can't actually make that Rockworm yet. Rockworm should come out about halfway along the missile. Here it comes. Got the micro where it moves immediately as well. Very nice. The Rockworm moves in. It's going to head towards the middle of the pads. Alicia follows up with bikes. Agent pop-capped here. Can't do anything about this Rockworm. Alicia keeping that rock... Oh, wow. She took out her bikes with the Rockworm. That's not great. There go the missiles. Here comes a hammerhead for some reason. Not sure why Agent's made a hammerhead. Feel like maybe that was a mist-lick or something? Anyway, here we go. Last missile. Rockworm. Rockworm being contested by Razorback. Very nice pitbull micro from Agent to keep them away from the Rockworm. Boosted Halve is way too late. And Agent just dominates that one. Dominant performance from Agent there. So that is 2-0 now to Agent Shadow. And he has a win with both factions. Here we go, guys. Agent Shadow versus Alicia Destiny. Match points now for Agent Shadow. And he goes back to Nod. Alicia switches up to GDI. I suspect we'll see the Titan deck here. That would be my guess.
Yeah. It's a good tech deck, definitely.
Okay, well, it is a Titan deck, but it's not the one I was expecting. So it's a sniper a sniper MLRS slingshot Titan deck. Wow, I'm really surprised by this. First of all, I think decks with 3 2-range units in them tend to be kind of bad. I'm not a big fan of it. And secondly, hold the line is actually not as good for 2-range as it looks. Because it's very hard to set up your 2-range unit. You have to set up your 2-range units too far forwards to protect them well. So, and then, like, it's very hard to defend. You kind of have to put it behind the missile silo for it to be at its absolute best, but then it's also not contesting a pad at the same time. The best 2-range maps are the ones where either there's 2 pads and you cover them both, or you cover 2 pads whilst contesting with your 2-range unit. So, not a big fan of Alicia's deck here. We also see she hasn't gone double harvester yet, so the Titan might just not be in time. Yeah, I think Agent... I mean, it's 2 very good players, so it's hard to say, but I think Agent is going to be favored in this one. I think his deck is better on this map. And Alicia just isn't going for the double half, so she might not make it to Titan. Favored does not mean win, though, at all, so we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Boosted Stealth Tank. Stealth Tank, of course, cannot stealth around on this map. You have to cross a pad to go anywhere. And the snipers are very... Oh, here comes the Stealth Tank snipe. Very nice Stealth Tank snipe. Of course, snipers are very good against Fanatics, so Alicia Destiny does have that advantage in this matchup. But here's the classic problem with snipers. At some point in the game, you have to use them to contest a pad, and then they die. Oh, here's the Liang steal. Very nice micro from Agent. Dodges away from the potential MLRS steal. MLRS uses its volley on those wheels. Fanatics are on top. Agent going for the block. Missiles just in time to contest. Agent just has not contested his bottom pad at all. I think Alicia is just playing this game very well, honestly. Agent's doing a lot of cute micro things, but is not actually able to control the pads long enough. Finally, Agent goes to contest that bottom pad. Here comes the Stealth Tank sneaking through. Another snipe. Agent takes the first missile, but huge delay. Huge delay. We're on 2 minutes by the time the first missile fires. Alicia has to be happy with that.
She still only has 1 harvester, so I'm not sure if she manages to get out a Titan.
I think she can if she stops making these expensive units for a little while. Although Agent pressures the harvester down, and Alicia pushed all the way back to her base now. Alicia, I think she needs that Titan. She needs that unit that just can't die to push up for her. But Agent keeping it off the map. The thing is, he's not charging the missile while he's doing it, so he's not actually achieving anything. Like, forcing her off the map whilst not creating pressure on the missile doesn't do anything. She doesn't care. If anything, she's happy, because now we're at max Tib ramp, and now she can make a Titan with 1 half. So, I think Agent made some misplays there by pressuring the harvester too much. Wow, and here comes Stealth Tank sneaks around again. MLRS goes down. And here comes the Titan. Is it going to be in time? It doesn't look like it. Looks like I don't know if this Titan can get there before second missile fires. It's going to be close. If it's as long as the first missile, it could. And these snipers are just wrecking havoc on Agent's game plan. These Fanatics are unable to clear the missiles because of the snipers. Can he clear top? Oh, Liang drone. Here comes the Titan. Is it going to be in time? I don't think so. Titan, there it is. Too late. Too late. An Agent 3-0. Absolutely dominant.
Wow.
Really impressive. Really impressive. Alright, here we go, guys. Pontiki versus Lapatka. Game 1.
We see Liang from both sides. Haven't seen it a lot in the early stages of the tournament, but maybe at the end everybody's sticking to the OP commanders.
Yeah, when you get this late in a tournament, everyone's just going to be playing Liang, aren't they?
Yeah, wouldn't they, right? So Pontiki brought a Borka deck. The Talon, probably against the Razorback. No Razorback from Lapatka's side. He goes for the APC deck again. We have seen pretty strong APCs in this tournament, and as we have said before, it all comes down to APC versus Borka. Is it good or not? We'll see.
Yeah, it is hard to know. Hard to know if it is good or not. It eats the volley, but that's really all it does.
Yeah. Well, Lapatka was pop-capped a lot, and it's like cap just stopped late enough to cure Pontiki this first missile, but the first APC is out already, making his way to the left pad. Very hard to remove it at this point, so probably we'll see a Borka coming in now. Here it comes, to take care of the APC. Doesn't even move away. Borka hovering over that APC. It's all his shots to take down the APC, as we said before. And moves back the Borka again, just to have it reload and take care of the next APC. And now, Angdrol healing here. But I think that's probably
the rarely seen healing Leandro. Lapatka bring out another APC. Pontiki doing a much better job with his Borkas than the last time we saw this matchup. You see a little bit of Pitbull dance there. Not particularly relevant. In comes double Borka. Looks like these are going to sweep up the pads, and that should be Pontiki's game. Oh, hang on. Here's Leandro. Maybe not. APC goes the long way round, but gets onto that back pad, but it's not in time. There's nothing on the bottom. And there it is. Pontiki takes it 1-0. Congratulations, Pontiki. First game goes to him.
From Pontiki.
Alright, here we go. Pontiki versus Lapatka, game 2. Pontiki is obviously 1-0.
I started playing, and in the lower leagues there's probably a lot of bike rushes on this map because you have like a straight line to your opponent's harvester, but I think on this level opponent knows how to defend it well, and it's probably a waste.
Pontiki loves Centurion. Pontiki just loves Centurion, that's why he's playing it.
For his favorite unit here.
Yeah, I don't think Centurion's going to be that good. He just loves it. But this is going to come down to a Phantom Mirror. Both players are triple air. Both players are triple air nod. Like the bikes on Lapatka's side and the Centurion on Pontiki's side are not very helpful in this matchup. So I think it's just going to come down to a Phantom Mirror more than anything.
It's just an air battle here. And Lapatka goes into air first and secures the first missile.
Yeah, Lapatka
easily, I guess.
Yeah, comfortably takes first missile. Pontiki goes into the Phantom immediately. It's not in time.
I really like the Phantom from him because, as we just figured out, it will come down to an air battle, and having a Phantom out is, of course, the best way to win it.
Although Lapatka, because Lapatka have bikes compared to Pontiki's Centurion, the bikes are helpful in this Phantom Mirror because they can shoot Phantom. So I actually do think Lapatka's deck is slightly favored.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this. Pontiki aggressively avoiding killing the single laser drone here. Oh, he did it. There it is. He missed it. And we actually, Lapatka, both players quite a lot of money here. But Pontiki still has that Phantom roaming around. It's not giving him much map control though, because he's not really using his air units to dominate the map, and that's the whole point of having the Phantom giving you air dominance. So here comes some laser drones. Trying to take care of these bikes. Lapatka goes Phantom as well. Oh, don't boost your Phantom. It'll die in one shot, Lapatka! No, you noob!
Come on.
The extra damage is so relevant in that matchup. I think Lapatka just threw this missile with that play.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's close. Probably. It's close. He isn't on the pads. I mean, he loses top. He loses left eventually. Oh, hang on. The Phantom goes down. Maybe not. Maybe Lapatka can come back into it. The bikes actually end up being a lot of extra value. Yeah, I think the bikes... Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to take it. Wow. And yeah, the bikes end up being worth a lot more than that Centurion from Pontiki. And I think that's really what it came down to. That's 1-1 because Lapatka had bikes over Centurion. They would just wait. Game 3, Pontiki versus Lapatka. I believe... Actually, is this a best of 3 or a best of 5? I think this is a best of 5.
Should be a best of 3.
Yeah, it is a best of 5. Okay. So this is not match point yet. Both players have won once with a faction, so obviously we're seeing the other faction. Lapatka, oh, he's playing a Dog Razorback deck. I don't like these. But Pontiki playing... Wow, Catship and Centurion. What is this deck? Crazy deck from Pontiki.
Not sure if he really thinks that's a good choice, or it's
I think
not
Pontiki
for him
yeah,
to
I think winning is not a priority for Pontiki. I think he just likes to play what he likes to play.
Just fine, I guess.
Very early double harvester from Pontiki.
Can harvest them there.
Yep, very
with
early.
This deck you probably need it, but as you said,
yeah, so here comes the Razorback. Now obviously Pontiki doesn't have like bikes or anything to punish this. But the fact that he's playing Dog into Razorback doesn't really matter. Like Pontiki has to save up a ton of money for a Phantom. He's just going to let first missile go. Very early first missile as well. 53 seconds.
no choice here. And here comes the Phantom taking care of the Mohawk. Does not quite kill it, so needs a quick reload to finish it off, to not take too much damage on his Harvester.
Ooh,
but
laser,
goes
very
for
nice
the-
laser change. Pontiki got the laser to shoot once at the Razorback so the Phantom could finish it off. That's a very cute little
More
micro
strong
play
play
there.
Which is the Harvesters to get the Harvester in the back and to have it more safe here. Of course, something you want to do. One of your Harvesters is attacked. I pretty much like how Tiki managed to consolidate his position here. And now we see the Centurion in play. I think the jump jet troopers might cause some problems for him because he has no real answer to them. Maybe a gunship, but
Pontiki, of course, has that Centurion skin. That might be why he's playing Centurion. There's the Arctic Centurion skin, which is super sweet. So here comes boosted catship on the jump jets. Doesn't have anything. The Pitbulls are causing a bit of a problem here. This is one of the issues with playing a deck like Pontiki's playing. Pitbull is very strong against you. He really needs these Centurions to fight Pitbulls. Of course, he does have a Centurion now, and that's why he's ahead again. Does need to hold this missile. Boosted Centurion's going to take care of this Pitbull and the dogs on the left. On the right, yeah, it looked very strong here for Pontiki. Lapatka can't get back on the pad, just about misses the chance to get back on the pad. And that's going to be a missile for Pontiki. Pontiki flush with cash now. Really could make whatever he wants. 300 Tiberium in the bank.
very good micro here from Pontiki. Getting the right counters to the right units, the right pad at exact perfect time, and manages to secure the missile.
Well, here comes the catship spam to deal with these jump jets.
That's his only chance at this point. Catship not firing very fast, so I do not really like it, but
Yeah, I think the unit sucks.
Makes it work, at least to some degree.
Here we see the half pull from Pontiki because he just has more money than he could possibly spend. Actually ends up losing it to Lapatka. Lapatka doesn't have a great use of money though. He invests it in hammerheads to try and take back air control, probably so that he can use can get rid of the cat ships. Jump jets from Lapatka onto these Centurions. Cat ships taking care of those jump jets though. More phantoms from Pontiki. One Centurion in each pad. Is it going to be enough to take down the game? I don't know. Let's find out. Lapatka with another jump jet on the right. Catship heads on over. Nothing on the left for Lapatka. I think this might be it. Pontiki's going to take it down with the Centurion deck.
Wow.
And wow, there it is. 2-1 to Pontiki now. Yo, guys, on the hot zone, Pontiki, Lapatka. Pontiki, of course, can play whatever deck he wants now. I believe he won with GDI, then Nod. Lapatka has, I think, just a Nod win. That's why we see him playing GDI over and over.
New objective.
Yep, so here we go. Oh, wow. So Pontiki's playing a Borka jump jet deck, and Lapatka's gone for Mammoth, a classic old-school air Mammoth build. I don't like this deck that much anymore. I think that... the triple air with Drone Storm and Mohawk is not as strong as it used to be in the metagame. One of the main reasons this deck worked so well is because people didn't have a really good anti-air, because, you know, air wasn't the metagame. So you were able to stall for a long time with that air tower, and then you could get your Mammoth out. Obviously now everyone plays tons of really good anti-air, so I don't think you can get as much stall. And the Mammoth now costs 250 instead of 230. Mammoth usually barely makes it to the pad in time anyway. Now it's an extra 20. It does make quite a lot of time, quite a lot of difference, sorry. And the Pontiki even has the Talon. The Talon is very good here to contest these drones. And there's the Liang. Ooh, Pontiki, Lapatka for his own Liang drone. Probably not too unhappy, honestly. Like a 57, 58 second missile. Not the worst missile. He would have liked to see another 5 or 6 seconds, but definitely not the worst. So we see a very early hammerhead from Lapatka. This is a big cost, this unit. He needs to keep this unit alive. If this thing dies before the Mammoth comes out, and he has to make another one, that's a huge cost. But he really wants to keep this hammerhead alive while stalling the game. You can see he's at 120 Tiberium. He needs, what is it, 340? That's so much Tiberium that you need. So yeah, we're going to see Lapatka trying to stall with just rifles for as long as he can, which is definitely a great play. Oh, he makes a Mohawk. I don't know, this might be too much of an overcommitment. That 50 is a big cost here. There's the tech lab, but he's still 100 Tiberium from that Mammoth. He's had some good stall here with 45 seconds after the first missile fired, and we're not even halfway charged. So Pontiki really not keeping that charge up. We are definitely going to see a Mammoth. Here it comes. It's definitely going to be in time. It just needs to clear out these pit bulls, and then Lapatka might take this game. Here comes the first Borker. Oh, the Hammerhead goes down. This is huge. Means he has to spend 90 on a new Hammerhead. Mammoth is not on the pad yet. Hammerhead clears the Borker, though. Mammoth goes top. Oh, Mammoth needs to clear these pit bulls. Hammerhead needs to go top. Oh, no, this is so bad for Lapatka. The Hammerhead's going to go down, and the Mammoth is still just hanging out top. Mammoth is never going to kill that Talon through the Liang drone. He needs to shoot the Liang drone. I don't know if Lapatka can get on bottom pad again. Oh, he's Liang droning it against double Pitbull. Oh, this is a nightmare. I think this is it. I think Lapatka's dead. Orca comes in, cleans up the Mammoth. Wow, and I think Lapatka, he needed to use that Mammoth to clear those Pitbulls. He doesn't manage to take it down, which means Pontiki 3-1 for Pontiki. That is going to mean that he advances into the cash bracket. Here we go, guys. Pontiki versus Greeno. Best of 5. Winner, whoever loses this gets 10% of our prize pool, which is currently sitting at $250 roughly. And whoever wins goes on to face Alicia Destiny. So about 25 bucks currently for whoever loses this. And whoever wins will be guaranteed at least about $50.
That's also pretty good, I guess. Even if you lose, you're quite some money here. On this map, as you can see, both move their harvesters to the Tiberium pads where it naturally doesn't go. On this map, it's not as crucial as on the other map we have seen before, but obviously it's a little better because you can defend your harvester the corner better. It's way harder to attack it for your opponent, so want to do it, of course, but it's not as crucial as on as we've seen before. Here comes the first staff tank. Immediate missile answer from Tiki. Seems to be good for the first missile. Tank goes on the pad, is revealed. Boosted Pitbull going to the bottom.
Looks like Boosted Pitbull's going to take... Oh, he clears the middle just in time. But can he get on bottom? No, the Boosted Pitbull gets blocked by the Pontiki Pitbull. The Pontiki Bull? The Pit Tiki. Yeah, Pit Tiki. That's what I'm going to call it. Also, Pontiki's on snipers. Sorry, guys. I was doing some admin. Pontiki's on snipers, which is obviously very good against Greeno's deck. However, I do think snipers are quite poor on Middle Oasis. In fact, he's Sniper and MLRS. I think both these two range units are actually quite bad on Middle Oasis. But having said that, he did take first missile, and he's doing a good job so far. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It's certainly possible.
Well, this is Broken Mesa, not Middle Oasis. But...
Oh, sorry. Yes, I did mean I did know what map we were on. I just misspoke. I did mean it's bad on Broken Mesa, because you can't cover 2 pads with them at the same time. All you can do is cover 1 pad at a time, and then it's not as great. Alright, so here we go. Second missile's coming down. Wheels to block. Are they going to live long enough? It looks like they should. Oh, Boosted Pitbull. Oh my god, the Boosted Pitbull! And the flips! Oh, the Boosted Pitbull does it! Pit Tiki coming in big! Wow. Pit Tiki with the boost. The Jack Pit Tiki there. And Tiki now obviously switched to Nod because he won with GDI.
For the Kane here, likes that as well on the immediate emote here. You know, perfect response with the emote. The emote.
Here we go, the emote wall.
Oh my!
The Kane emotes are really good. I like the Kane emotes.
Yeah,
it's a shame Kane isn't good.
Exactly. Oh, both at the same time.
Alright, so we do see a lot of wheels. A lot of wheels from Greeno. Pontiki playing this triple air deck again. Very good choice in a Nod mirror. I do think Pontiki's deck is slightly favored. I think those laser drones are insanely good. But Greeno's very, very talented player as well. Interesting to see Pontiki go for the laser drones, because Greeno could play either faction, right? I guess because Greeno played Nod first, Pontiki is probably thinking, okay, he's going to play Nod again because he wants to win Nod first, because that's his comfort faction. Anyway, I don't know. That's what's... Ooh, hang on. Looks like we might have a disconnect.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, looks like Greeno's disconnected.
Would Greeno not move his think away.
Yeah, looks like Greeno's disconnected. I was saying earlier in the tournament we do have some issues with Greeno's connection. Unfortunately, it does look like we've got a disconnect here. So I believe we do have a rule set for this. I'm pretty sure the rules say it's a win for the person who didn't disconnect, unless they... This is a match point. Pontiki, if he wins this, will advance. I believe we're still in best of 5, and will face Alicia Destiny.
So the winner of this match, the loser of this match, goes away with $25. Winner faces Alicia, as you said.
Yep. And has about
The
$50. $50 minimum, I think. I'm not 100% on that, to be clear, but I think it's around about that number. And obviously, if you guys wanted to increase that number, there is a link to the prize pool in chat. Alright, so we see Pontiki going for... Oh, I thought Greeno was pop capping, but then he ended up killing that thing, so obviously not. Pontiki, is he trying to pop cap? Looks like no, he's also killing off the rifle, so no pop capping going on here. We've got a Borka Talon deck versus a Razorback Borka deck. But interestingly enough, I think the Talon is favored here, because both players are going to switch to Razorback, but then Pontiki... Oh, sorry, both players are going to switch to Air, but then Pontiki's Talon is going to kill the Razorback. And then both players need to go War Factory, except Pontiki doesn't, because he already has a... Because the Talon will handle things. So here we see the Razorback come out. Pontiki is pop-capped, though. Oh, no. Oh, he goes Pitbull. Oh, I don't know about that decision. I would have definitely gone Talon in this spot. But he goes Pitbull instead, moves the Angron to the right, sneaks back onto the middle. Actually looks like it's going to work out for him. The Razorback isn't moving, so he's going to take out the Razorback with the Pitbull. The Angron comes down middle. Another Razorback. Oh, mate, this is actually very close. This could go either way still. Pitbull's moving towards the middle. Missile's trying to get on the pad. They don't make it in time, and Greeno does not move that Razorback onto the middle to contest. But Pontiki ends up taking it with Pitbulls, which is very unusual.
As you said, he should have moved the Razorback to the top, the Rifleman on the bottom, and try to take out the Pitbull with the missile troops while the Razorback stalks the missile. Exactly. Was his best chance here, I guess.
Also, in the middle, top middle, when the Razorback was fighting the Pitbull, he could have moved the Razorback over, cleared out all the rifles. All right, so here comes the first Borka. That's going to take care of this. Should take care of this Predator tank. That looks like all it's going to do. Oh, hang on. Might get a bomb on. Yes, nice. Gets a bomb on those missiles as well. Get some good damage. Here comes a slingshot, though. Slingshot is going to be very good against these Talons.
I think it comes down to how good he manages to work with that slingshot against the Borkers.
Yep. Here comes another Borka. No block, though. No block on the Borka. Both Borkers come in, takes out that slingshot. But the Razorback is still up. Razorback's still okay. Pitbull follow-up from Pontiki. Borka heads back to reload safely whilst the Pitbulls manage the middle of the map. Double missile from Greeno, but the Borka's almost reloaded. Oh, I don't think this is good for Greeno. I think this Borka comes in and kills all the infantry. Yeah, here it comes. Ooh, oh, wow. Pontiki doesn't actually finish off that missile squad. It doesn't matter. He's on all the pads. There it is, guys. Pontiki, fairly dominant. Does take it. 3-0. Wow. Alright, guys. First game, Pontiki versus Alicia.
Showing off their Oksana skin here. Good one. And Pontiki is going for a deck with Giga Cannon here. I'm not sure if I like it on this map.
I like Giga Cannon on this map actually quite a lot. A lot of Oksana emotes. Alicia moves her harvester very far forwards here. Very interesting. Not sure how this is. I mean, maybe this is good. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Alicia playing, by the way, this is her Meta Catalyst Gunship deck, which she put together in about 2 seconds for a Coliseum one time, and then declared it was a meta deck. I think she's going to really struggle. She probably will struggle with Giga Cannon, I'd imagine. She has mutants, but she has no air unit that can kill a Giga, and Giga, obviously, once it ramps up, can kill pretty much anything. And we see Flamers from Pontiki instead of Fanatics. What?
Wow.
That has to just be worse. Like, in a Giga deck as well? That just has to be worse. There's no way that's correct. Fanatics, when they die, they boost your Giga, and then the Giga goes ham on everything. This has to be wrong. I could see playing Militants to keep your cost down, but I can't imagine how Flamers are ever the correct choice here.
Cool.
Right, so here comes the Giga. It is boosted.
I totally agree.
The mutants are also boosted. Wow, mutants just push in and annihilate that Giga Cannon there. And that's why you've got to block for your Giga Cannons, boys. Buggy takes out the missile's top. Looks like Alicia's going to take the first missile pretty comfortably. Here come the Flamers. The S-tier Flamers. Take down those mutants, but it's a little bit too late. Already lost the missile here.
Where do you want to put your Giga Cannon on this map? Just right above the...
Right above the missile, yeah. And then you can move it up and down a little bit depending on what's going on. It's not like the absolute god tier Giga map. It's not like down the middle or hot zone where it's just completely insane. But it is definitely a decent Giga map.
It looks like he get a good setup here.
Yeah, he needs to... Also, these Flamers, by the way, one of the few units in the game Cat Gunship is actually very good against is Flamers and Shocks. Because it kills them in 3 shots. Because it does more damage than they have hit points and they're only a 3-man squad. So, by having these Flamers, not only do I think it makes his deck worse, but it also makes him weaker to this Catalyst Gunship. And these mutants are just absolutely dominating this game, because Flamers just aren't playable. I'm sorry to say it, man. Flamers are just so bad. But here comes second missile. Mutants absolutely dominant. And there it goes. Alicia takes it very easily. I think, honestly, those Flamers were just awful. But, I don't know. Whatever. Shouldn't harp on at the Flamers too much.
With his choice as well.
Here we go, guys. Game 2, Pontiki versus Alicia.
Pretty sure he brings a rock worm, though. Something Pontiki will do. No,
Yeah.
it's a Centurion again. Okay, forget what I said. And we have a Titan deck on Alicia's side, which I prefer more, I guess. Titan versus Centurion is, of course, for the Titan player if you manage to get down the shield. Another unit, light shots of even rifle troops will be enough to get down the shield, and then Titan can go in with a big shot.
Yep. Yeah, the thing, yeah, the Centurion beats Titan one-on-one if nothing else is involved, but all you need is something clearing out that shield, and the Titan wins very easily, like by a lot. The Titan fires slowly, but if the shield absorbs shots, it's a big deal. If there's no shield, then the Centurion gets crushed.
Exactly. And here we see the early gunship. Really good choice here.
Yeah, not great against missiles, unfortunately. One of the big issues with it. Also, Alicia has that slingshot.
Comes to boost.
Has to boost it to take down the missiles. Alicia not making that slingshot in time, so it looks like Pontiki is going to take first missile thanks to these gunships. Here comes the sling. Of course, Pontiki pretty happy with winning first missile. Both players playing tech. It will come down to that tech mirror, probably. The Titan versus the Centurion is going to be the deciding factor. But Pontiki has those shades as well, so Shade kills Slingshot and Titan, so maybe the Shade is going to be a big deal here. And there you go. It does take out the first sling. Alicia immediately re-slings. Pontiki waiting for that 100 for the Centurion. Here it comes, Arctic Centurion on the field. Pushing up to try and take out this slingshot. Alicia is going to respond with a Titan pretty soon. I think these snipers are actually going to be a big deal. The snipers are going to keep taking out the shield. Because they're 2 range, they're going to keep shooting the shield. Yeah, there goes the shield. Titan shoots, you can see how much damage it does. Without the shield, the Centurion is in such a bad time. Oh, but that shield absorbs a shot because the snipers are shooting something else. Wow, and that's going to win Pontiki the missile. Very nice play. Very nice play from Pontiki. And there it is. That's it. He takes it down. Great to see. Great to see. Not a completely one-sided stomp. Guys, Pontiki versus Alicia Destiny. Game 2. Oh, sorry, Game 3. It is 1-1 currently. So both players have won with a faction. Wait. Pontiki won with Nod, right? So he's choosing to play Nod again?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So if Pontiki wins this, he'll have to go GDI. Yeah, very interesting to see him go Nod again.
Pretty clever.
And Alicia is playing the Titan deck.
Expect him to go
yes,
GDI.
and that might be why Alicia played Titan, because she's expecting GDI. Wow, and Pontiki's no-halving, it looks like. No-halving with mutants and stealth tank. That's insane. That is a crazy plan right there.
He needs to charge the missile as fast as possible. Otherwise he has no chance here. Getting good damage on the harvester, but of course since Alicia has Liang, she'll always be able to heal it up again. It gets too critical.
And here comes the Razorback. I don't think Pontiki can beat Razorback with no half. I don't think you can ever beat...
Nope.
I don't think you can ever beat Razorbacks with a no half deck. Like, this is just not... It's not a unit you can realistically beat.
You need that stealth tank.
Yeah.
You need that stealth tank, and you won't get it with one half fast enough.
Yeah. On this map as well, I think it's not... I don't think you want to be... You don't want to be facing off against like a Razorback Titan deck on this map because it's like it's just so hard to fight that deck. But yeah, I think Alicia pretty far ahead here. Probably gonna... I mean, if she wins this first missile, it's so hard for Pontiki to come back into this game. Oh, she doesn't block bottom though, lets those lasers on. Razorback's just gonna head down there though, and 2 Pitbulls top is gonna cover that. Spikes, are they gonna be in time? It doesn't look like it. Pitbull goes back on. Agent takes first missile. Sorry, Alicia takes first missile very comfortably.
That's one for the propaganda.
That's probably just over at this
Yeah,
point.
it's so hard for Pontiki now. He's got to win. Yeah, and there's the surrender. Honestly, a pretty reasonable surrender there. Pontiki versus Alicia. 2-1 match point. If Alicia wins this one, she does win the set. And advances to the grand finals against Agent Shadow.
3, 2, 1. New objective available.
And we see Pontiki playing GDI finally. Needs to get this GDI win in. We said Alicia being free to play whatever she wants, and she goes for the Titan deck again.
Yeah, this time the no infantry Titan deck.
Unit ready.
As I've said before, I'm not a fan of these.
On this map?
I like Titan deck on this map a reasonable amount. I like Razorback a lot. I think Razorback's insane on this map. So I think the Titan deck is a good choice with the Razorback. But I think that no infantry is a mistake. I mean, Pontiki hasn't really managed to take a good control with these missiles early. And he doesn't have a way to punish the Razorback, really. He has to go Hammerhead, which is very expensive.
Yeah,
so we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But this Razorback, I mean... It's going to need to come out pretty soon. And then if Pontiki can respond with a Hammerhead, he's in good shape. But he's broke. He's not going to be able to respond with a Hammerhead. And that's going to cost him. See, if he had Talon or something to contest the Razorback, he'd be in really... Oh, he's going to go Drone Swarm. That's really nice. That's a really nice play. He's going to go Drone Swarm to hold the pad against the Razorback. Possibly even send it top right. Wow, but here comes the Razorback. It's going to clean up the top left as well. And that's going to be missile for Alicia. And once she wins the first missile with a Titan in her deck, it's a nightmare for Pontiki.
Exactly, yeah.
And like, he just didn't have a way to punish that Razorback, which is such a huge cost.
Especially at the moment where Razorback is like the most overpowered unit, definitely have to bring something.
Yep.
Because like everybody will play it.
Yep, I think that is also why a lot of players get bored with the end of tournaments, right? Because this kind of thing happens. Like you see the same decks so much because at the end of the tournament, people just play the best, or what is perceived to be the best.
Totally agree.
Except like Pontiki, who will play whatever. He plays crazy decks, which actually there are some players who like it gives a Pontiki a massive advantage against because they don't know how to play against his nonsense. But when you get to the absolute top players like Alicia and Agent, they know how to beat everything, and it just ends up not being a problem for them. And yeah, it looks like this is going to be over pretty soon. Alicia doesn't even make it to the Titan. Liang drone top left, Hammerhead middle. She's got complete dominance on every pad. And there it is, guys. Alicia does take it down 3-1. Agent versus Alicia, grand finals, game 1. Obviously, Agent is 1-0 up as he was the winner bracket finalist. So that's why you see a 1 in the top corner, even though this is game 1.
New objective received.
And we go through the decks pretty similar, but Alicia brings a Titan, and Agent Shadow decides not to go with a tech unit, but brings Jump Jet Troopers instead, which I like quite a lot, actually.
Alicia also doesn't have a Pitbull. She has Predator instead.
Oh, yeah, Pitbull against Predator, you're
Which is
right.
interesting, because if you're playing Titan, then Titan is your big anti-vehicle unit, so it's weird to play Titan and Predator.
Probably don't need the Predator here.
Yeah. Maybe it's to like be able to beat Chuggy first missile or something, because she doesn't know what Agent's bringing. I don't really know. I mean, Agent's Nod deck is an air-based deck as well, so I'm not sure Predator's going to be that good against Agent Shadow. So here we go, first missile. Alicia has very good control of these rifles. Oh, here comes the double Liang. Both players Lianging at exactly the same time. Alicia gets the best of it though. Her Liang drone moves left, and her missiles arrive to take out Agent's Liang. Wow, and this is really good for Alicia because she has that Titan. and now she's won first missile, so it's looking very strong for her.
Unit ready.
A really nice micro here with only like 3 units, but perfectly distributed them on the 3 pads.
Unit ready.
Very, very well done by her. There's a Predator tank to take care of the Pitbull, but the immediate answer, the jump jet troopers are already there.
Building online.
And we're probably going to see a Razorback once Alicia can build more units. Players on population.
Unit ready.
Oh, hard pop cap.
Yeah, a lot of pop capping going on here.
Unit lost.
Oh, Agent's looking strong. No, he's going to lose the right. The Angron's going to go down, though, on both sides. Predator tanking against this Pitbull, but the missiles on Alicia's right pad proving too strong. Can't get through them with that Pitbull there. Agent surprisingly not moving his Razorback. Wow, Agent taking a really long time to get that Razorback on the move. And now he has to send it back because he lost all the units top. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. And the Predator, maybe the Predator was a stroke of genius. It's really causing Agent a lot of problems here. With the Razorback support, the jump jets can't take care of the Predator. And it looks like Alicia's Predator is going to dominate this map. Yeah. Looks like she's going to win because of the Predator. Alright, there you go, guys. The Predator does take it down. Very nicely done from Alicia. So we move to 1-1. Alright, here we go, guys. Game 2. Of course, it is 1-1.
Ooh, do we see Rockworms again? Players going for Oksana here. The best Rockworm map, probably. And we see a Rockworm from Agent Shadow, combined with 3 air units again. And on Alicia's side, we see the Agent Shadow ranked deck. The static aggro with the Shade here. I think Agent Shadow is... like Agent Shadow's deck a bit more.
Yeah, I think so. Agent's deck is very good at closing the game out quickly before the Rockworm becomes relevant. However, it's a 2-pad map where once a Rockworm is out, it will cover the entire pad. So all Alicia needs to do is have a Rockworm on one pad and then anything on the other pad, right, for long enough for the Rockworm to kill whatever's on its pad. So the 2-pad map helps Alicia a lot. She's also playing...
Agent is playing
oh,
the
sorry.
Rockworm here.
Okay, then yes, I prefer Alicia's deck. My bad. My bad. Having said that, though, the Shade is very good. And if Agent takes this missile, then he's in very, very good shape. The Shade Venom combo is very, very strong. Look at Agent with this dancing the Shade back and forth to buy a little bit more time. Very nice play there. The Stealth Tank comes in, cleans it up. Agent probably not too upset about losing that missile. 116 missile is very late. He's probably quite happy with that. The reason I got confused is because they changed sides. Because Agent's on the left now. Oh, sorry, Agent's on the right now. Anyway, Agent is going to get his first Rockworm out pretty soon. Easily going to be in time for the second missile. If he can get a second Rockworm out, Alicia's going to have a hard time dealing with it. He does have Shade, but of course Agent has Phantom to deal with that. Wow, and Agent is going beelining for the Harvester, which is something he can afford to do because of how much time he has after stalling for so long. But he is going to get this Harv, it looks like. Yep, there it is. It's going to get him a second Rockworm. Now, a Rockworm on each pad. This is going to be very difficult for Alicia to deal with. Ooh, Agent denies his Harvester. I like that play a lot. But here comes the Phantom. Rockworm eats some shots from a Shade. This is what I'm talking about. He has 2 pads he needs to hold. The missile is just constantly stalled because he has a Rockworm. And Alicia doesn't know how to push in against a Rockworm and a Phantom. And this buys Agent infinite time to get another Rockworm and Phantom combo for the other pad.
Yeah. It's super hard for her to get a Harvester out again.
Yep.
She moves to the Tiberium pad we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I told you, man. I told you people go up there sometimes.
Only the weird people do so.
Yeah. Agent actually loses one of his Rockworms, and he can't afford to build a new one because he lost his Phantom as well. So, kind of a little bit awkward. Oh, there goes the Rockworm. Pops up, kills that Stealth Tank. Shade gets a volley in return, but that's not that big a deal. Looks like we're going to settle in for a long one here, guys. Alicia just cannot push onto this other pad is the problem. He just doesn't have the resources to get onto that pad, and now Agent's got 2 Rockworms and a Phantom. It's going to get very difficult for Alicia from here on out. Oh, and he's just denying all of her economy as well. So here we go. Missile's about to fire. Shade heads down, but Phantom's already there. Nothing to kill this Rockworm top. Ah, I think that's going to be it. Agent's going to take the missile, and with that, I don't see how Alicia gets back into it. Quadruple rockworm on the field.
She's totally broke.
Yeah, she's totally dead. I don't see how she does this. And this basically came down to the fact that Agent had lots of time after his rockworm came out to go and kill her economy, which meant that she couldn't just win the game quickly after the rockworm came out, which is what she wanted to do. And now she just has no money. She can't make any units. Lasers are really the only way to come back into a game when you have no money, but lasers don't do anything against rockworm, so yeah.
I totally agree.
A little surprised not to. I mean, I guess Alicia just doesn't want to concede, but this would be a perfectly reasonable time to surrender.
Agent sitting on 300 Tiberium at this point, and 3 rockworms in the game.
Yeah, he should probably move his harvester at this stage. I mean, yeah, this last missile, Alicia just doesn't want to surrender it, but obviously it's over. Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
That puts the agents to
Agent Shadow here.
2-1. 2-1 to Agent.
And there we go. Stonewall it is.
Oh, and Alicia is on her classic Inferno deck. Wow, I haven't seen Alicia play this in a pretty long time. An Agent is on a Razorback Borka deck. I actually think the reason Alicia stopped playing this deck is because it's not very good against Razorback, so I'm not sure I fancy her chances. However, this map is not that good for Razorback Missile, I think, so Alicia could potentially take it down.
Do you not think this is a good map for the Razorback style combo?
I think it's okay, but like generally the Razorback wants to be in a single location with some missiles, and all of these pads are so spread out. So you have to send the Razorback back and forth between 2 pads that are far apart, and then it's quite hard to protect it whilst it's moving back and forth. Because you want to have a missile wall of at least 2 missiles. There's also this big open space in the middle, which means that your missiles don't create, like you don't have natural terrain to support your Razorback with the missiles. Alright, so here comes first missile. Jump jets are out for these wheels, but Fanatics intercept them. But Razorback goes towards the Fanatics, but Bikes are ready there to fight it. Bikes get on the pad, but Jump Jets are top. Bikes take out the Razorback, but don't kill the Liang drone in time. And Agent Shadow takes the first missile here. Once again, Liang.
Overpowered this Liang.
Yeah, Liang is crazy.
Comes the first Inferno. Will he be able to counter it somehow? I mean, his only units are Pitbull and missile troops to counter the... No, maybe he can just avoid it and go for Borkos himself? I'm not sure how he wants to handle those.
Yeah, so here we go, guys. Agent trying to set up this missile wall. Fighting the Razorback. Alicia trying to deal with these Razorbacks with her Inferno and Razorback. The Inferno comes down, gets a bomb on those missiles. Here comes the Pitbull. Pitbull's going to go down to the Inferno. Fanatic's going to take care of that missiles up top. Another Inferno comes out. Looks like Alicia might push in for the base kill here. Yep, she's already started chipping away with the Phantom. Goes after the halve. Not sure why Agent's gone double halve here.
I don't think this is a good choice though. And he loses one of his harvesters to the Inferno. And he's having a rough time. Inferno really doing a good job here.
Yep. Here comes the Inferno going after the base. Doesn't bomb the base though, goes for the missiles instead. The Infernos are doing a lot of work.
He just doesn't have a right answer for it.
Yep. Hank goes in as well.
Hammerhead in his back.
Hank getting some, yeah, there's only Pitbulls and missiles to fight the Inferno, which is really tough. Here we go though, coming down to third missile. Doesn't look like Alicia's going to be able to get that base kill. Inferno bombs the missile's bottom, but that's a very low Inferno. It's going to go down. Might see a Liang steal here. There it is, Liang to top.
Oh, here it comes.
Scorpion bottom though is going to clear up this Pitbull. Yep, there it goes. Nothing to kill the Liang drone though, and here comes a Borka. Phantom heads bottom. That's not going to kill the Borka in time, but Bikes do take out the thing at the top, the Liang drone. Phantom will reload and kill this Borka. Looking very good for Alicia. Don't think Agent can get another Pipple down there in time. Let's get so close. Harvester block. No, it doesn't quite get it. The Phantom can't beat the Pitbull. There goes the Pitbull. Oh, Phantom heads left. I don't think it's going to live long enough, though. And I don't know if she can Alicia kill these jump jets in time? Oh my god, the flips. Oh, it's going to be a flip. Oh, and there it is. Agent takes it. Wow.
Oh, Agent, man. What the heck?
Yeah. Okay. It looks like we've got the wrong deck from Agent. Agent submitted the wrong deck.
I see.
Agent submitted Fnatic Stank and then played his Razorback deck instead.
Oh. Oh. Too bad. He played such a great game here.
It looks like it's going to be a new game. Agent doesn't get his win effectively. Alicia also won't get a win because it's his first offense. But if it happens again, it'll be a win for Alicia. So we'll move back to the games. We have Agent Shadow taking on Alicia 2-1 currently. 2 Agent Shadow. Agent Shadow, of course, does still need a GDI win, which means I'm very surprised to see him playing Nod on down the middle here.
It's a very good GDI map again, so...
Yeah, if he wins
GDI,
this,
yeah.
I suppose... I guess it doesn't really matter, right? If he wins this, he has, like, what, 4 games left to win with GDI? But it kind of locks you into GDI, so then Alicia gets some knowledge going into every game. I think I would prefer to see him try to play GDI here rather than Nod. I'm a little surprised.
Because it's not a map where GDI is worse. I even think GDI is better here because the Razorback can fly over this nasty rock. And
yeah, I like Razorback a lot on this map. Agent is about to take first missile with just wheels. Alicia has not managed to remove just wheels from the map. Wow, that is insane. I think Alicia maybe waited a little bit too long on getting her missiles to engage those wheels. I mean, look, she has like 3 missile squads. She definitely could have engaged sooner. This is a big cost for Alicia. She needed to get involved in that fight a lot sooner.
Comes the first stealth tank. Not target yet, but
yeah, no Razorback from Alicia, but soon. Yes. And I gotta say, man, it's really hard to catch a Razorback on this map, so... Alright, here comes the first Razorback with Predator support. Predator is very good here. This deck is, again, like, Alicia bringing this Predator, it's very good against what Agent is doing, because the Predator is great against him, and the Titan is going to be good, and the Razorback's good, so... Yeah, Alicia obviously happy to stall the game out for longer to try and get that Titan. She has only 1/2, so she's not going to be able to infinite Titan. But just 1 Titan can be a big deal. It's very hard to remove. Alicia looking very strong on this second missile. Here comes a Hammerhead as well. This is going to dominate. This is going to absolutely dominate this missile. Fanatics are not... Oh, they are just about in time. Wow, I thought the Leandro was going to hold it, but the Leandro goes down at the same time. Wow, an Agent comes back. What an insane flip. What an insane comeback. Wow. And that one counts, I believe. Let's take a look.
Man.
Let's take a look at... Let's confirm with Kenny that was the correct deck. Match point for Agent Shadow.
Cokes is just a short word for cocaine.
Sure.
But of course, you could also pronounce it cox.
The doctor is in.
Okay, what do we have here?
Welcome, citizen.
Alicia bringing her not deck at the moment, probably.
Yep, not comfort deck. GDI bringing
the Razorback.
yeah, Agent bringing Razorback. I think this is why Alicia stopped playing this deck, is because the Razorback's so strong versus it. We should have seen her win the last one though. Like, she messed up the end, but she would have won it.
Exactly, yeah. But I don't see why she plays it then, because she knows that Agent has to play GDI. And you must be pretty sure he brings a Razorback, right?
Yeah, she has to be expecting a Razorback. Probably like Razorback and Titan. I think she's just playing her comfort deck because, you know, That's what people do when they're in a bind. Right, here comes the Razorback. Alicia does have double bike. The double bike's boosted is gonna clear. Is gonna well at least force off this Razorback. Here comes jump jets. Not in time to block the bikes. I don't. Oh wow, this Razorback just tanking the bikes long enough for other units to do their job. Gross to watch, man. There you go, the jump jets. More fanatics come in, but one bike on each pad. That is not where you want to be if you're Alicia. Boosted fanatics doing a great job though. Clear up the... Ooh, almost clears up the jump jets. There they go. New Razorback comes in. Is it in time? No, Agent pulls it back instead. Interesting. I think he could have maybe made it. That's an interesting call from him. He obviously decided he couldn't make it and didn't want to take damage on the Razorback. Or he misclicked. It's possible he just misclicked. Because, yeah, if it looked like the Razorback could get on there. And 2 one-man bikes would not kill a Razorback in a reasonable time frame.
Yeah.
Alright, so here comes the first Inferno. Gonna bomb these missiles. Inferno, of course, as a lot of you will know if you've been watching my stream recently, I think Inferno is nuts. I think this unit is gross. Agent gets that Hammerhead out. Alicia trying to protect her Inferno with the bikes. Hammerhead micro looking very nice from Agent. He's got good control of the map. Razorback to block the Inferno. Oh, wow. Really nice play. Tank sneaks in though. Here comes the Leandro, but Fnatic... Yeah. Phantom immediately takes it out. And wow, I think Alicia's got it. Oh no, so close! She loses it right at the end there! And the Hammerhead's still alive. The boosted Phantom doesn't quite do it. The Inferno doesn't move in. I think I would have moved the Inferno in if I was her. Oh, and Agent's going to take the missile now. Oh, so close! Ah, she so nearly had it. I think I would have moved the Inferno if I was her. Full hit point Inferno could have tanked the Hammerhead long enough to blow up the jump jets. Man, that was close. I really thought Alicia was going to take it there. I guess the tank went down to the jump jets just quick enough. Oh my god, that was so close. Oh, Inferno comes in. It doesn't take a missile. Very nice micro from Alicia. Jump jets are causing her a lot of grief here this game. Hammerhead comes in. That's going to finish off the Inferno. No, it doesn't. Oh, there it is. There it is. Phantom gets a return volley though, so not a bad exchange for Alicia. Doesn't quite finish it off. Bikes are going to move up and try and take it out.
Just enough there.
Oh, so many Hammerheads.
And first Inferno.
There goes the Hammerheads.
Just another Inferno.
And fresh, so many Hammerheads though. It's so hard for Alicia to remove this many Hammerheads. The thing is, you normally get up ahead on economy because the Phantoms are so good versus Hammerheads. But the Razorback gives you so much money. Like that Razorback deck, you just have so much bank. The Razorback's insane. Phantom takes out the Hammerhead and the Razorback. This is looking really good for Alicia again. She pulls half, boosts Inferno. She's going to take out these jump jets top. Phantom moves down. Jump jets are in the fire. Oh, they live though. They get through. Phantom doesn't quite kill the Razorback. Hammerhead comes in. Does it take it out? Yes, it does. Oh no. It's so close. Oh my god, Agent's not on the left pad. He's not on the left pad. Oh, he gets on there just in time. Here come the jump jets as well. Oh, it's so close. The Hammerheads are tanking. Alicia runs out of money. Has to send the Harvester back. Oh no, I think this is going to be game. I think the Harvester pull was too soon. Ah, she can't fight the Fnatic. She can't fight the jump jets. And there it is. Oh, Agent with the jump jets. Oh my god, what a game. Oh wow. That was such a good game. I gotta say, man, that was a great game to end it on. But I am sad that Alicia didn't win that because she was so close. So close so many times.
Yeah. She totally would have deserved that win.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like she deserved that one. Alright, guys, there it is. Agent Shadow 4-1. I don't think that scoreboard is remotely reflective of what happened here today, though. Like, that game was so close. And then the other game, I know the Agent didn't get the win from that previous GDI game, but it was so close as well. Oh, man, Alicia played really well, but just Agent just about eked it out. And I think that her deck, I mean, she knows it's weak to Razorback. That's why she stopped playing it. And that, I think, is what it came down to. Razorback, like, I think Agent just had the deck advantage. And Alicia played so well to almost win regardless of the deck advantage. But Agent ekes it out just about. Fantastic play from Agent there. Thank you to everyone in the back helping out, of course. Sarpedon and Kenny were running administration today. Kenny hosting all of the games, doing all of the deck submissions. Kenny doing a lot of work in the background. Sarpedon for organizing the whole thing. Thank you, Viper, for all of our graphics and everything. All the things you see today, all the transitions, the graphics, everything is done by Viper. And thank you, Boswell, for co-hosting, my dude. stepping in
Yeah, thank-
when the mighty Jeff Cats was unavailable.
Yeah, of course, I can't replace Jeff
No
because
one can. No one
he's a
can.
beast
Yep.
on casting. But thanks for having me, and of course, thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome, Boswell. So, with that, my dudes, thank you everyone for sticking by. Thank you everyone who donated to the prize pool. Thank you to everyone who played. Thank you to Avinash for the vanities. Thanks Viper for the graphics. Thanks everyone for hanging out. And with that, I'm gonna say goodbye. Say goodbye, Boswell.
Bye, guys. Have a great night.
All right, guys. I will see you
See you
all.
next time.
All right. Thank you guys, and I'll see you later.